The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Real Figures, episode number 61. My name is Omar V, bringing you the latest action figure toy news of the week. Shit, almost thought I got the number wrong. I was like, is it 61? Sounds kind of off. But yo, guys, welcome. Another episode, another week. Obviously, you guys can tell from the thumbnail, you guys kind of always get a little idea of what we're going to talk about. Masters of the Universe, baby. Masters of the Universe 2000X to be exact. Mondo finally putting up their pre-order, so we're gonna touch on that. We're gonna touch on Wonderfest Festival Shanghai coming up next week. Obviously, we got previews to that stuff. A lot of cool stuff like popping off already, man. MEZCO had a little bit of a pre-order this week. Not a little bit, but somewhat kind of a repaint, reissue. So we're gonna talk about that. What else? I'm trying to remember. A couple Bayfax pre-orders, not really too exciting, but we'll definitely touch on those. So yeah, kind of a pretty cool episode. Trying to get back into the hang of things, doing this thing weekly, especially next week. Next week's gonna be an awesome episode for sure. But this week's pretty good one too, man. So get into it right now. As always, you guys know I'll go through my hauls real quick. Kind of a lighter week, but I did see this local shop had this Shuma Garath or Gargantos in stock, so I kind of put in a order to go pick it up. So I did that today, and yeah, this thing is pretty fucking awesome, bro. I was kind of messing with it a little bit before the show. I was just like, yo, this eye, like this crazy eyeball, it's just so fucking dope. It just moves all around. It gives it like, it's funny too, because like when I was like opening it, I saw that D Amazing was kind of talking about this, and yeah, he was kind of really stressing that eyeball and how it does like add a lot of character to it. And I agree, like you kind of get them squinty eye, little side eye, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, motherfucker, constant thing you like to see, you know? So yeah, this thing's awesome. And then the bendy arms, they're pretty dope. They're just like I said, you got to really kind of get used to it, like just to see the resistance on the arms and stuff. But yeah, pretty good. Not really like seeing any kind of stress marks on them as I bend them. But yeah, I want to kind of pose it out in a certain way and probably not bend them all the way all the time. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. And it's funny too, because it's like, oh, I wonder if anybody else got this in stock. And I guess I saw the Amazon link. Amazon got this in stock already too. So pretty cool, man. Yeah, I'm digging this Marvel Legends wave, or latest waves that they're coming out with. Like the MV or Marvel versus Capcom stuff, like it's just banger after banger. Even like the repaints, I like that Venom a lot, and that Omega Red that came out, it's pretty dope. It's funny because I still got a lot of them on my desk. And then I saw that they had the latest wave of GI Joe, so I got the Flint, that new Flint. This dude's pretty sick, man. I'm like, man, I just like how these like more retro carbacks look, even if they're not like super vintage looking all the time. They just look better to me. Like a lot of the classified stuff, I just didn't like. They looked a little bit too futuristic. And then the cover girl, she looking dope too, man. I know that first one, she was kind of ugly, but I did see some people take the hair off of that first one and then put it on this one, and it actually kind of works, and it gives you a more vintage type of look. But she's looking good, man. I was like, damn, I gotta pop these open. But yeah, I was digging that. She's looking dope, and the Flint. And I think the other one from this wave, it's like right here on the back, is that Televiper. I know a lot of people were talking about getting that Televiper and just popping off the arms and putting them on that cop, that legacy figure cop that's gone up for pre-order recently. So you can kind of get bare arms on them. I'm gonna get a couple of those just to kind of fill out some of my Cobra. Cobra. So yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool shit. I was like, yo, man. I mean, shit. You talk shit about Hasbro all the time, but they're bringing it, guys. They're bringing their shit, man. Bringing the A game. So I am happy with the stuff they're putting out right now. Whether it's Marvel Legends or, like I said, the Marvel Legends, or like I said, the GI Joe stuff's killing it. Even the Black Series stuff lately, I've been really enjoying some of the stuff that they're showing off. Especially that exclusive, that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. That's just so fucking awesome. So yeah, got just a couple things this week. But as always, let me know what you guys are picking up, what you guys are getting in stock. And then yeah, what your guys' thoughts on it is and stuff. Try to read out as many comments as I can as I go through the show. But I'm always interested to see what people are picking up as well, and then just what they think about it. I always like to think it's like remember in school, elementary school, he's like got show and tell and shit. Man, I remember one time I took I forgot what Transformer was. I think it was a Beast War. I took it to school for show and tell, and somebody stole it. And I was fucking crushed, man. I was devastated, bro. And that's when I learned the world is a wicked place, man. You always gotta be careful, guys. But it's all good, man. I remember I felt like so bad, and then it's crazy because when that happens to you and you're so little and you're so young, you're like, man, you just never look at people the same. I remember just looking at my classmates like, one of you motherfuckers did it. Never found out. Never found out, man. I just remember it was we put it in our backpack and stuff because they didn't let us take it out to the PE field, the recess, for recess and stuff. And then yeah, when I came back, I didn't really notice. I didn't go in my backpack and stuff. And then like later towards the end of the day, I was like, oh fuck. And I remember I told the teacher and it was already kind of time to leave and stuff. And yeah, she just kind of wrote a note to me and for my parents and stuff, kind of just apologizing and shit. And then yeah, that was it. That's why they don't do show and tell anymore, guys. That fucking kid that stole my toy. But it's all good, man. You kind of, like I said, you kind of look at people differently after that. But it just kind of it hardens you a bit, man. You know what I mean? And it kind of prepares you for the real world. Because yeah, like I said, sometimes the world is a wicked place. I like to think that not everybody's evil, not everybody has ill intentions and stuff, but there definitely are people out there. So you gotta keep your guard up, baby. Never again, motherfucker, where you guys take my Beast Wars. Man, I remember that was like the fucking one of my favorite toy lines when I was a kid. When I started watching Beast Wars, it was just, oh man, I just remember going to Toys R Us and always wanting one. My parents would look out for me here and there. So yeah, a little side story. This is why these fucking episodes drag on so long, god damn it. But like I said, we'll get into the show, man. A lot of toy news. We'll get into that right after I say what's up to the chat, man. Chat sliding in here. We got B Weird in the house. He says, oh hell yeah. What's up, B Weird? Let's get with you, man. Hustle in the building. He says, sup, Omar, sup, chat. Yo, Hustle, what's up? Shout out to Hustle. I see this person in a lot of chats, always really giving out positivities. So shout out to Hustle. Thor in the house. What's up, Thor? Good to see you too, man. We got Obi-Wan Chingones in the house. This is K Paso Mario. What's up, Obi-Wan? Every classified release has been fire lately. Yeah, I know. I've been seeing those that snake armor, that battle armor mech thing. I've been seeing a lot of people taking pictures of that today, and I'm like, man, you know what? That shit does look fucking awesome. Hard, Fast, and Ugly in the house. He says, sup, muchachas? Hey, what's up, Hard, Fast? He's on time this time. I picked up the new Haya Cobra Trooper. Okay. Oh, all right. So you're digging that Haya stuff. Man, yeah, dude. I like the designs on those. And I feel like if Classified did that and the retro was like the more vintage looking stuff, man, I feel like they would have been making even more money. But yeah, the Haya stuff's looking awesome. And I like it because it's like a throwback line, it's like 1/18 scale. It's dope, just modern, super whack of Hasbro to only make 82 Flint retro card back chase. Shaking my head, almost impossible to get. Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw a post on that of like Hasbro pole stock and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna pop this shit open, but yeah, that would have been kind of cool to kind of get and probably just throw on eBay. But yeah, I wanted the figure itself, and yeah, I gotta crack this dude open. I like the look of Flint, dude. The food, he just has like a dope look to him. He just looks rugged as fuck. He's got like a shotty and shit. So yeah, we'll talk about that. Well, we won't talk about that G.I. Joe stuff, but I'm glad you brought it up, Hustle. Because yeah, that's kind of crazy, It's fun though. I always enjoy like chases. I know people kind of get peeved off by it, but I enjoy it. You sometimes you luck out. I'm sure those 82 people that got that shit, they're eating pretty good. They got a little extra money on them. Picked up Monkey Wrench and SHF Peter B. Parker. Oh, okay. Man, that Peter B. Parker is so awesome, man. It's got the little fucking little baby Parker with it and shit. Like, oh yeah, that's a dope one too, man. That I don't really dip myself into too many of the Spider-Man figure stuff, but they always look cool. And that Across the Spider-Verse line is fucking probably one of the better lines. I feel like it's just gonna fall over. But yeah, that shit's fucking awesome, bro. Like seriously, I was like, man, get this shit, guys, if you guys are interested. Because even if you don't really care about that Marvel vs. Capcom game or those games, like I said, I've seen this dude pop up in like Savage Avengers, like versus Conan and shit, and just taking on them dudes and shit. So it's a pretty cool character that I don't know too much about outside of the MVC2 game and stuff, but I thought that's a crazy looking figure and stuff. And yeah, they really got down with it. It's simple, but they executed it pretty good. I think the only gripe, I guess, was like the size on it, but I don't mind. It's dope. And I feel like that's a character that could kind of like change and shape and size and stuff. Maybe not shape, but definitely size. Sneakerhead got that email notey about the Sentinels from Hasbro, and let's just say Christmas will be nice this year. Oh shit, are those shipping out? Dude, I gotta check my emails, goddamn it, because yeah, fuck yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because I just saw like a post from I think it was Toy News International or Marvelous News, talking about like hinting at, or I guess there might be a hint for like the next open pre-order. But I don't know. I gotta check on that later on because yeah, I was like getting stuff ready for the show. I was watching a little football. My fantasy football team is taking a fucking hit, man. 2 losses in a row. It's not looking good for me, man, but we'll bounce back. But yeah, guys, let's get into the toy news, man. That's what you guys are here for. That's what I'm here for also. And like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff to kind of go over, man. So let's jump right into it, guys. Because like I was saying at the beginning of the show, MEZCO had a little bit of a preview this week, or a pre-order, I mean. Kind of catch people off guard. I know they themselves also have RumbleCon coming up. So we got Wonder Festival, we got New York City Comic Con. And around the time of like Comic Cons and stuff, these guys always have like their MEZCO Toys Fair, RumbleCon and stuff. They start putting out exclusives and a lot of reveals. So we're gonna definitely talk about that stuff as it gets shown off. But this week, this Doc Nocturnal and the case of the Shrieking Yeti went up for pre-order. And like I said last time, I do enjoy the heads up from this company now. You start to see like influencers. I guess you could just call them toy collectors, but they definitely get down with the photography. And their photography influences a lot of purchases. So that's kind of why I reference them as influencers. And yeah, you started seeing this getting shown off. A couple of accounts were already kind of, snapping pics of it. And you really get to kind of enjoy the toy in play, I guess, because the way these guys have their setups and stuff, it really entices you in wanting to go in for this stuff, because as we look at the figure, it's obviously it has like a snow theme to it, like a winter kind of theme to it. Not winter, but definitely like a snow theme to it. And I don't know, when I first saw it, I knew it was Doc Nock, but I don't know why. To me, it just doesn't really seem like it fits the character too much. It just, after seeing this character already, like in black cloak, especially that murdered out black one that was exclusive, that was a dope one. To kind of see him in a white, kind of outfit and shit, and the thing that I really didn't like about it was like the blue leather, like belt straps and stuff. To me, it just kind of seems a little girly, to be quite honest. And I know the MEZCO fans are out there going to be like, this motherfucker don't know shit. But to be quite honest, I just didn't like the look of this thing. I just thought, you know what? I was going to pass anyway, because like I said, I already got the Doc Nock that I wanted. I wanted that exclusive one. I would have been happy to go in for that one. But not being able to get, having the chance to get that one, I think I'm plenty happy with the one I have already. I'm waiting on this dude's ride. That car that he drove in that video that they put together. That ride's coming out. They've shown that off at a couple cons. That's around the corner. So to see like a kind of a repaint of this character so soon, to me it just kind of seems like they're beating it to death, honestly. And obviously with the spin that they kind of put into this, obviously it has like an extra figure added onto the case or into the pack, makes it a 2-pack. It maybe jumped up that want for this figure a little bit more, but just looking at the Doc Nock itself, I'm not a fan. Like, I just didn't like the look of it. It's like, I don't know, I can look in my closet. I don't think I have any baby blue leather anything in my closet. Any if I look at any girls' closet and stuff, I'm sure they're gonna have like a bunch of blue leather stuff, and it just, to me, it just didn't look right. It's like it just doesn't look like it fits the character so much. But then we get into the Yeti itself, and the thing I liked about this one was just the design of the Yeti. I remember when we talked about the loose collector. They have like a Bigfoot coming out. Obviously, they repaint those bodies. You could get a Yeti out of it. I really like the design that they put together for their Bigfoot and their Yeti. This one kind of giving it like a couple of tusks and a third eye. I just thought it's something so fucking cool that, yeah, why wouldn't a Yeti have three eyes? Maybe they do. Maybe they do have tusks. Kind of resembles more like of a woolly mammoth and stuff. So I did enjoy the design to this Yeti a lot, but the other thing I didn't really like about this pack was just obviously like the soft goods, like the hair and stuff. Where obviously I knew they were gonna do that. I forget the name of that black monster thing or that green monster thing. That Mosquatch, was it Mosquatch thing? It was like flocked and stuff. Never picked it up myself, but obviously I thought if they would ever do like a Yeti or something, they were just gonna repaint that. So to see them kind of incorporate fur, it's obviously it's kind of cool, but to me it just doesn't fit like the stuff that I really collect. It just seems like it kind of almost seems like that cat meme where he's like what do you want from me? It's like he's like putting his hands up. I don't know. It just looks like too like cumbersome and stuff. It's just I'm not gonna enjoy messing around with this thing. It just looks like a fucking fur ball. So that's kind of where I just kind of made up my mind easily. Like I said, you get the heads up from these influencers, and from right there and then I already made up my mind. I'm easily passing on this thing. I don't care what the price is, which isn't a bad thing. I always say when you see stuff that you don't really like too much, it's something that you could easily pass on and save yourself those dollars. But like I said, this show revolves around toy news, so I'm gonna give my fair opinion on this stuff. And like I said, I was not feeling this. Maybe if the blue wasn't there, like the blue straps, I don't mind so much like the helmet, like the head and all that stuff, like the blue metal. But just to have those blue leather straps, I just said that looks just too girly. Doesn't really fit the character. Because then it's just like the Yeti's blue himself. Like, does this motherfucker really have to be matching with the fucking Yeti? Like, I don't think so. I think they could have pulled off maybe like a gunmetal gray on it, maybe like even a black. Just kind of maybe it would have looked a little bit boring, but I don't picture Doc Knock like trying to match his outfit and shit. And that's why I called it an outfit. You guys took note of that. Very girly to say outfit. It's just it's just not it, man. It's like this motherfucker, he's gotta match his boots and his fur coat and his little blue leather straps. Not feeling it at all. And I just thought, like, man, if they were gonna ever repaint this shit, I know they got that exclusive out, but I just think this was a complete mess, honestly. And I did see it kind of linger around for pre-order for a while. As I was getting the slides ready today, I kind of saw that it went on waitlist, but I don't think they sold out of this thing at all. No fucking way. Obviously it's Doc Knock though. It's kind of one of their marquee characters, and obviously it being the Rumble Society MEZCO exclusive, you do have that FOMO factor. But just like I said, looking at this thing, I wasn't feeling it. I was easily gonna pass on it. And maybe even if the paint or the color matching was different, I probably would still pass on it. I don't really dip into too many like snow related characters. It's like, man, I'm in Southern California, bro. We don't get no kind of winter at all a lot of the times. I live kind of closer to like the mountains and stuff, so it does get a little chilly out here. I do kind of see the mountain snow capped here and there, but I never really dipped myself into this stuff. Like the snowcat, I passed up on that. The snow vipers, all that stuff, I passed up on all that stuff because I don't know. I don't really fuck with the snow that much. So anything snow related is just it's already at a disadvantage for myself. But what are your guys' thoughts? And as I say what's up to more people in here. Sneakerhead said it says somewhere around December time. Oh, okay, so I gotta check on that then. So hey, that's charging already though. That's kind of crazy. So I don't know. Or is he talking about the next one? Maybe he's talking about the next one. Ghost Tab in the building. It says, hello. What's up, Ghost Tab? What's up with you, man? B Rivera, big fan of Mezco. He says I wasn't feeling this one. I had to pass. See, that's what I'm saying, man. It's just like even from the Mezco fans, I don't know. I always like to gather opinions, and like I said, very smart on Mezco to give these out to photographers because they're gonna give you the best advertising. And like I said, that FOMO starts to ramp up. You see, this is an exclusive. You see, it's a character that a lot of people are familiar with. You see a new body on this Yeti that I saw Toy Page, talking about that on his YouTube stream. It's new body, but the design itself is just, to me, it just looked kind of whack. But I don't know. Like I said, I always I'm not like all in on Mezco all the time, but it is interesting to hear people that are heavy on Mezco and what their opinions on this set was. Beware, this NOC was an easy pass. Mongoloid Yeti easy pass. Yeah, and like I said, I do appreciate like the design change in the Yeti. Like I said, giving them the tusk, giving them like the third eye and stuff. Like that's interesting. That's something I've never seen for a Yeti before, but it makes sense for it to have that, But outside of that, I don't know. And even these shots where he's like slashing them up, it would be kind of cool to maybe like throw some like blood splatter on this thing, maybe like around the claws and shit and his like wrists and stuff for the Yeti. Like if they would have painted that red somehow where it looks like, yeah, this thing just tore up some fucking body or something, maybe it kind of would have gave it a little bit of a different flair. Maybe customizers to get around to doing that themselves. Hustle saying Mezco likes to coordinate colors and color. Yeah, on color. Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't think this dude's out to color coordinate his like fucking little outfit and shit. Look, make sure he looks all cute in the snow. It's like, no, man, fucking no, dude. Doc Knock and the Yeti have to match. They're going to an all white hip hop party. Yeah. Oh man, one of those Diddy parties, bro. It's like, oh, look at me in my little snow. I'm looking like a snow bunny. No way, dude. Look at Below Zero in the building. He says, I have too many pre-orders, so this was a skip for sure. Yeah, even if I had nothing on pre-order, I was easily gonna pass on this because, like I said, it's just to me it just doesn't fit the character. But I felt like what they definitely wanted to put this Yeti out there. It is a monster, Doc Knox, motherfucker like hunts these things, so I guess for that. But I just don't picture this dude, like I said, trying to color coordinate his little cute outfit and shit. They charged me 38 for shipping. Mezco hates me hard fast. You went in for it, dude. Yeah, see, that's the other thing, man. It's like you really got to be sure you're in for some of this stuff because that shipping is ridiculous, man. Like, yeah, it's 200 for the set, and you pay tax, then you're paying the shipping on that. Oh man, it pushes it up to like 250. But I don't know. I know for like obviously like for like Christmas time, you get these like Santa Claus figures out there. Like I just said, the snow cats out there coming out next year. You can definitely get around to like doing something cool with this. But for me, I knew I wasn't gonna be happy with this. Like I said, I don't really buy too many snow related characters or figures. So for that, I was gonna pass anyway. But the one thing that I do gotta say that I like the most out of this was the design of that Yeti. Maybe if it was like sculpted, but even with the fur, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good route to take for it because it definitely allows for some different and stuff. And obviously for photographers, they can get crazy with this. I can see this Yeti fighting on like some of those GI Joes that are like snow related or something. Just have fun with your shit. But yeah, 38 for shipping is fucking wild. What's the articulation on this Yeti for $200? Well, for the little that I watched on Toy Page's stream, he was talking about it being a new body, so it's not reused from that Mosquatch thing. But outside of that, I don't know. Maybe it's a body that they use for that Incredible Hulk. I don't know. I know they just recently tooled that up to kind of give us a bigger, bulkier body. But if they're tweaking stuff around, it's like new. Maybe we see like another Kong. Maybe we see like another, I don't know, bigger, beefier character. But just alone, I know this Yeti wasn't gonna sell, and they definitely had to pack it with something else. And I feel like the only character they could have packed it in with was this Doc Knock. But I just feel like the color selection here is just a little bit fucked up. But it is something that you could kind of even customize. You could kind of definitely take these straps off if you don't like them either. I've seen like other stuff come with like what was that? The advent calendar that came with like didn't it come with like a bulletproof vest or something or some kind of like tactical vest? mean, you can kind of even tweak it around yourself, so it's not really like too much of a deal breaker. But to me, that was like the biggest thing that I didn't like was just the baby blue leather straps. I was like, bro, I'll never wear anything like that. Like, no fucking way. Like, it's just no fucking way. Tyler L is in the building. Yo, what's up? What's up, Ty? My man, Ty, you gotta. I know Ty's got this on pre-order. You gotta get this, bro. I know you got this. I know you partake in a couple Marvel Legends yourself, but I show my man Ty this. Yeah, this shit is awesome, bro. Awesome. Oh shit, I got it upside down. It's like that's the thing about this shit. You can kind of like move it all kinds of directions, but man, this shit is just so freaking cool. Like, oh, I love it, man. He's looking at Tyler L, a little squinty eyed, bro. Whoa, we get super close. But yeah, man, that was a MEZCO pre-order, and I wonder if they have another pre-order exclusive coming around the corner, because they usually kind of tend to put multiples out now. Where I don't know, was it like that every year? Because I felt like every year it used to just be one, but lately we've been seeing like 2, 3 at a time. Sometimes it's a vehicle, sometimes it's a fucking vehicle and the character. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that MEZCO's pumping out. So I don't know, $200 here already down. Shit, that's already kind of a lot. So hopefully they don't have too much more to show off. But I'm definitely waiting for that fucking car for this dude, because yeah, that ride was just so sick. I got that stupid frog. I got ripped off for that frog, but I will be happy to have the whole set. So that was that, and it also comes with the comics, so maybe we get to see more stuff in this comic that kind of has maybe something related to this. And see right here, the Doc Knock looks pretty cool, so I can kind of understand it. But like I said, if they would have done like his gauntlet things, like maybe silver gunmetal, I think it would have looked good, man. With the black straps, I think it would have looked plenty good. And that baby blue helmet, that would have been fine, but they should have just tweaked it around just a bit, man. But yeah, that was that. And then next up, we get a couple Mythic Legions, Legacies of Mythos. And fuck, I had no idea this was going to be like an entire wave of stuff. I thought it was just going to be like 2 previously released characters, but apparently not, man. Apparently it's going to be a few more after those 2. Because this week they got around to showing off the second figure that will be part of the Mythic, or this is the third one, I mean, is Valgard. So we have like this fucking really cool looking dwarf type character. And I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't really partake into too many legions myself, but I think the one faction or the one group of like figures that I never really liked too much were the dwarves. But I gotta say, dude, this guy actually looks pretty fucking tough, man. It's definitely got like those Asgardian vibes to him, and just like the armor that he has, I think it's fucking sick. Like those pauldrons and shit that he has on his shoulders look super dope. That helmet with the wings, I really like the look of this. And even like the color on them is just like the color selection. It's got that purple and gold, baby. Huge Laker fan, so I definitely dig that. I like the look of this thing, and this extra helmet that has like a skeletal kind of mouth to it. I don't know if it's a skeleton underneath, or I don't know if that's just got to do with the helmet, but the look right here itself, just a clean look. I like it a lot. And apparently this was like part of their Kickstarter wave, so one of their first releases that has definitely skyrocketed in the aftermarket. So another opportunity to lock this character up for a collection if you don't have them. And then these guys always do get around to packing in these extra accessories to kind of make a more signature character an army builder. So not this guy anymore, but you add a different lower body, kind of give him longer legs, give him a taller frame, different helmet that you could definitely, like I said, you could army build these 2. It would be cool to get 3 of these and maybe get like 2 of these guys to flank this dude. Like that would be awesome. Like that would be a cool little squad right there. And yeah, like I said, it's pretty cool to give opportunity to the collectors that have been deep in this line, but maybe weren't at ground zero. And yeah, just kind of give them an opportunity to lock them up, because after a while you start to get like all these other repaints from later releases, and these ones that have just never been re-released just keep going up in the aftermarket. So I know definitely Mythic Legions fans are really happy about this Legacies of Mythos wave, and it's just cool to see them kind of do it this way. I know they used to kind of do like their All-Stars wave. I know they do that. But that was always kind of left up to a vote, quote unquote. It's like a lot of people kind of thought that was just BS. They weren't really counting the votes. They already had an idea what they were going to re-release. But these, I don't know if they all have like major tweaks on them or minor tweaks, but like I said, a lot of people are just in it for those signature characters that they don't have. And this one right here, like I said, I don't really like too many dwarves a lot of the times, but this one to me, just like his whole style, his whole look just looked really awesome. And so far that's been pretty good so far. I think this is the third figure that we've seen, and like I said, from just taking note of like the excitement in the community and stuff for this line, a lot of people are really happy with it. So this one's pretty awesome, and it does come with its fair share of stuff. Like I said, you get those extra parts to kind of allow for an army builder, and yeah, you could maybe just buy one or buy 2 or 3, which wouldn't be a bad idea, because like I said, you get like a whole extra, almost an extra body. And even if you don't use it for this figure, maybe you have like an extra upper torso laying around or upper body laying around, you could kind of just pop and swap there, create something new. But yeah, overall it's pretty cool. I'm not saying I'm going in for these myself, but I don't know, they don't look bad, because after this dude, or before this dude, I don't really know the exact order they were revealing these, is Scaphoid. So you get this like skeleton fucking wizard looking dude. And yeah, this is gonna be, I guess, the fourth figure or the third figure. The Legacies of Mythos version of these figures includes brand new head sculpture with magical runes carved into the skull. The figure will also include a second skeleton head, dagger, and sheath, magic staff, mace, 2 spell effects, potion accessories, removable belt, extra hands, premium wire soft goods for his tunic and skirt. So yeah, there will be 2 versions of this figure. Standard version will be offered at the storehorseman.com and sometime next year, and the Legions Con exclusive be available at the show at Legions Con. So I think the Legions Con exclusive comes with a full loadout, which is probably the better version. Obviously, you get more shit, but yeah, this dude's looking pretty cool. And I think the thing I like about this the most is just the color on it, man. I've said it in the past about like these skeletons with like these like fucking like highlight green paint jobs, just like super neon. It just looks cool. I just like how it looks. It pops a lot more. It's got more character to it, you know. Especially if it's like a magic related character. You could definitely see this motherfucker glowing and shit. So that would be awesome. And I'm guessing this is the extra accessories that it comes with, which looks like it's like from that recent, maybe it's not so recent, but that Terpiculi from the, forget the name of that fucking that wave, that last wave with that fucking skeleton dude. It was like a skeleton wave. I forget the name of him, but yeah, I heard a lot of good things about this figure. But I think the charm of that one was that it wasn't like a skeleton body. It was like a fucking some kind of monster with like fucking multiple arms and stuff. So I guess it's kind of cool to kind of reuse that head sculpt and those like bone wings and shit. But I don't know, man. From what I heard on that wave, those wings wasn't the best quality plastic. They were definitely like bending and stuff on a lot of people's figures. So I don't know. I don't know if I would use that so much. But the skeleton itself just looks so cool to me. And like they were saying, they are kind of tweaked just a bit, so it has like a kind of something on its fucking head, which I think looks cool. It just looks magic as fuck, you know. So I think it just works. And like I said, even the colors on his tunic, the skirt is just super dope. It's that CJ-ism effect that gives these characters like that premium factor, or these figures, I mean. And then yeah, like all the potions and stuff that you could definitely use for other figures if you don't want to use it for this so much. But easy army builder also. You know, I know their skeletons get bought up pretty heavy, but overall I think this one looks really cool. And then yeah, I guess this is the full loadout. So this is what's going to be available at Legions Con if you're going. Just pretty cool. I'm hearing a lot of people are going to head out there, man. I know last year it was a big event. They revealed that fucking dragon. So I wonder what they got in store for this year, man. Because yeah, following up that dragon, they better have something fucking awesome. I'll say that. But any of you guys going in for this stuff, man? Because yeah, shout out to my man Boncho. He's in the house. He's the real pop and swap. Yeah, the real pop and swap. It's definitely cool to have a lot of these figures and get into that whole pop and swap, because like I said in the past, it's definitely the charm to the line is just, being able to create something new or customize or just, yeah, customize just a bit to your liking and stuff. And yeah, even in, like I said, if you have a lot, you have all these extra parts, you could definitely kind of come up with like different characters and just, army build to your heart's content, baby. That's why, it's a good line to be called Legions. It's like you're not going to just buy one or two of these fucking things to have the most fun. You need to buy a good amount. And like my man Boncho was saying, the pop and swap, baby. I'm digging those bone wings. Yeah, the wings are cool, but man, like I said, I forget whose stream I was watching or who was talking about that. I think it might have been Dan Larson. I think he was talking about that one time that his was like bending like a motherfucker, and then I started seeing this like popping up like on X and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if that was just like minor QC issues, or I don't know if they've like tweaked it around and fixed it on these releases. But I'd be very concerned about that shit, man. Because yeah, that's not really cool to be waiting so long and for these waves to hit, and then they're all kind of fucked up. But I don't know, man. Man, I had to take a sip of my fucking Gatorade, bro. I'm like fucking thirsty as hell, man. But yo, moving on. One thing that I had to bring up, man, was that in the past, Four Horsemen actually sculpted out these Staction figures, which are just statues. Stop fucking around, NECA. But yeah, they sculpted out these Staction figures to the Masters of the Universe 2000X line that NECA had. They weren't articulated. But the sculpts on these toys were fucking awesome. The He-Man, the Clawful, they look so cool. I think I saw a couple of these one time, but this is like years ago. I think this line came out like in 2005, but definitely has some fucking killer sculpts on them. Obviously sculpted by the Four Horsemen. That's granted. They're gonna have killer sculpts, and a lot of people definitely had these in their collections. They were fans of Masters of the Universe, because one thing about 2000X is like their designs are just so much more different than like the classic cartoon. They just look more, I don't want to say modern day, but they just look more badass, honestly. Because you look at the Clawful and you look at a picture of him from like the 80s cartoon, and the 80s cartoon obviously has that charm to it, but these dudes just look a lot tougher, a lot meaner. You look at the Hordak, you look at the Evil Horde, you got Leech. These statues had a lot of personality, a lot of character to them, but they were statues. And you could call them Staction figures all you want, but they were not going to articulate, they were not going to move. And they did quite a few of them. They got around to doing a couple of the Evil Horde, they got around to doing some of the Snake Man. You got Tongue Lasher here, you got Snake Face, you got Squeeze. I think his name is Squeeze. you gotta give those extra S's. You got some of the good guys. You got Clamp Champ here. You got Snout Spout. And look at the Snout Spout. You look at some of the Cosmic Legions, and you can definitely see some of the inspiration there that maybe they had in their archives to kind of obviously pump out a new line. Cosmic Legions is fairly new. I think it came out maybe like 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. And you definitely see a lot of this sculpt reference into their modern stuff, but just looking at this line is just so freaking cool. That yeah, who wouldn't want action figures of this, man? Like, who wouldn't want articulated figures of these characters? Because they just look so fucking awesome. We move in to 2025, guys. I have the power. And Mondo coming with their Masters of the Universe 2000X line, heavily teased out at multiple events this year. Even last year, going back to last year, it was a waiting game, when these were going to go for pre-order and how much were they going to cost. Because we're definitely going to talk about that. For Mondo, these guys are really well known for like obviously like their prints. They started getting into the action figure game not too long ago, but always revolved around 1/6 figures. Where last year I think we started seeing the Ghostbusters 112 line coming out. A lot of the talking points around that was the price point. How good quality figure are these going to be? Especially for those price points, you expect top notch. Where the sculpt and the paint was going to be there. We knew that just based on like their 1/6 releases. Mondo definitely brings that premium factor when it comes to the sculpts and the paint. But like I said, that price, you need a lot more than sculpt and paint, So we get into the reveals, and I gotta say, man, this shot right here where they teased it out last week was just getting me all kinds of excited, bro. Hey, yo, pause. This power sword is just so much more different than the classic cartoon, but I wouldn't say equally cool, but it's got its own character to it. And like I said, you get into the real of the characters. The paintwork on the fucking sword alone is probably more than any fucking Origins figure has. Any of their Masters of the Universe new Eternia line has. It definitely screams premium. It has like that metallic paint, all that deco on it, like the red, the teal, all that stuff just looks so good. It pops so well on that sword, on his like harness over his chest. It just looks great, man. And you look at the head sculpt, and this is where we start to dissect the figure. Something about this He-Man, it just seems a little bit off, because obviously the photography is gonna sell like crazy. It's gonna sell these things like crazy, dude. Shout out to Raul Barrero, man. You guys definitely got to follow him. Masters in Photography, I think he goes by, or Masters Photography or something on Instagram. But yeah, he kills it when it comes to these guys, man. We get into the sculpt though. The sculpt itself looks good, but I think something about the proportions of the head to the body just seem a little bit off to me. Where I know these guys to be able to pull this pose off, this two hands on the sword, it was necessary for them to kind of do something with the sculpt, whether it was going to be these huge butterfly joints that I just knew they were never going to do. These guys definitely are huge admirers of their sculpt and their paint. They weren't going to cut this thing up all kinds of ways like a fucking Marvel Legends has. So they were going to have to do something. And I think the thing that's kind of in vogue right now is that rubber torso. That fucking Maximum Hulk has it. These guys are putting it on their Masters of the Universe figures. And I think for the most part, it kind of works. It kind of enables what you need it to do, but it's just something about it that's kind of throwing the proportions off for me, because even looking at it right here, even like the skin tone, I don't know if it might be the lighting, but even that, it might be a different shade. It's just a lot of stuff that maybe that rubber torso isn't the best option. But like I said, you look at the silhouette of the character, something about his head just seems a little bit too small. Like he just seems too yoked up, where it makes his head look small. And I don't know. I don't know if it's so much of a deal breaker, because I do like it. I do like it. I am gonna pre-order. I haven't yet. Like I said, we're gonna talk about that price right now. I haven't yet, but I definitely want to get my hands on it because, man, I like I said, I didn't grow up with Masters of the Universe. I do remember watching some of the 2000X cartoon. I thought it was awesome. The 2000X Masters of the Universe, and I forget the name of the Thundercats, that 2000 series. That was another good series that I felt like did right by the Thundercats fans, and this did right by the Masters of the Universe fans for like more modern audience. It's just the animation was a little bit obviously updated, more modern and stuff, but the designs of the characters they're just more badass, I gotta say, where we get into like the other head sculpts, and I believe this is from the Four Horsemen one. I believe this is like inspo homage head sculpt for that figure. And this one right here, from what I understand, this is King Grayskull. And I just don't know why they would throw this head sculpt on this He-Man body, because it's like, if you're going to do King Grayskull later on, like, wouldn't this head be better suited for that figure? Because, yeah, you could throw this head on this He-Man body all day, but it ain't King Grayskull. King Grayskull had like a big ass fur, like kind of a cloak on him and stuff, like a cape. He looked badass, and I like the design of the King Grayskull right there. I also like the design of him in the Netflix series. Kind of did a little bit of a race swap. I remember hearing that was a little bit of a controversy, but King Grayskull in that series was awesome too. King Grayskull in 2000X though was badass, and I would definitely want to figure that. So to kind of see this head sculpt on in here, I was kind of thrown off by it. Like I would want them to just focus on He-Man, give us all the expressions that we want for just He-Man. I don't want like another character's head on this body, even though it kind of resembles that character also. Because this honestly is the best expression on this figure. Like this head sculpt to me is probably like my favorite head sculpt. And if it's not He-Man, then it shouldn't be on this figure. It just kind of threw me off. But the sculpt itself, like the sculpts to the heads and stuff, I do like them, but it's just something about the proportions is just throwing me off. And not so much on these two, but on this one right here, he just looks a little bit pea brain and shit. He just looks like a little pea brain head. Like, I don't know. I just it's something about it that I don't know. Maybe in hand, I like it a lot better, but overall, I really enjoyed this head sculpt, and I think I'm gonna just use this as like my fucking Mondo He-Man. If they do come out with the King Gray Skull, then obviously I'll just throw that head over there. But for the most part, I think I'm gonna use that head the most. And like I said, you get into the weapons, the accessories, just the killer paint job on that. It just, man, it definitely elevates this figure a lot. You get the soft goods loincloth, the soft goods on the boots with the fur and shit. It just looks good, man. It just looks really fucking good. But does it look $120 good? I don't know, man. Cause shit, you got Masters of the Universe from Mattel. Those things are only $25 a pop. I love the new Eternian line. I love that classic line that they have. That one that came out in Target a couple years back. That classic He-Man just looks so good. Just wish it had a little bit better articulation. Where right here, I don't know. They are showcasing, good poses and stuff. You got those the two arms, the two hands on the sword. Obviously that torso is doing a lot, but is it the most that they could have done? Is it really the best version of He-Man that we're ever gonna get? I don't know. I was expecting it to be, but after kind of seeing it, I was like, you know what? It's not a bad out, but it's not. I just think that another company could maybe do something a little bit better. You're starting to see like the Frazetta icons, Frazetta Girls, their line that they're doing with the Eman O'Donoghue guy. That fucking Conan they put out, it looks so awesome that I think this week I saw somebody use that body to make a lino custom, and I fucking forgot to get the image, but it just looks so good. Like the proportions look good, just like the framework of the body, because it's like, yeah, these characters are hella yoked up. You do want a big torso, but when it makes the head look small, it kind of throws it off just a bit, because the sculpt itself, it looks good. Like I think Mayshelf, shout out to Mayshelf, I think he sculpted this He-Man and Clawful out, and they look good, but it's just like I said, it's the proportions are throwing it just a bit off. What's the chat saying? Let me scroll back a little bit. We got Ghost Tab saying the head does seem off. Yeah, especially like in this like straight ahead shot. I don't know. There was a couple of shots that I thought it looked a little bit worse, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what? It looks a little bit off, but not overly exaggerated off. I think right here, but it could be some of the lighting that's throwing it off, because the right side of his face, obviously in like a more of a shadow, so it kind of maybe tweaks that size around just a bit. But I don't know. The He-Man prototype had 4 different swords. They have just one for pre-order. They cheaped out on the accessories. Well, yeah, we'll look at the whole spread of it, because yeah, like Ghost Tab is kind of pointing out, they are putting out 2 versions of this. So you have a timed exclusive that I believe ends on, I think, October 7th, I want to say. Maybe I'm completely off on that. But yeah, right here we get to kind of look at just like the head without like the harness and stuff. And I don't know. I could be way off on it. It could be good proportions on it, but it's just something about it from looking at these images that I wasn't really content with. Right here, these pictures right here, it's just like his head just doesn't look like it. It's in scale with like his fucking shoulders and all that. It just doesn't look right, man. And I don't know. It's like this head sculpt right here. I'll probably not use that much, but it's just something about it that just, I wish it was just a smidge bigger. Look at right here. I just wish it was just a smidge bigger, man. Because it's like, look at his hulking body, bro. It's like your head gets fatter when your body gets bigger, so you get a fatter head. So I would have just imagined his head to just be a bit bigger to kind of fill out, the rest of his body better. But like I said, it's not a bad out from Mondo at all. Like I might just be overly nitpicky here. Especially like I said, when you factor in the price, yeah, all this stuff looks nice and really beautiful, but you get a cool display stand. But you look at this price tag for this version. So this is the exclusive version. So you get, like I said, you get that King Grayskull head sculpt that to me is the best one that I absolutely have to have, and then you get this base. So the base is cool as fuck too. You know what I mean? Like I like that. I like that the figures are coming with that to kind of give them a cool way to display them on your shelf and stuff. But that King Grayskull head sculpt, I have to have it, and it kind of bums me out that that isn't exclusive, because if it wasn't, as much as I like the base, I probably would have been like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just get the regular version that doesn't have this stuff. Where, like I said, it doesn't really come with too much. You get a couple extra head sculpts, one that's not even in the same media as this figure. It's like an homage head, and a couple of weapons. Obviously, is his battle axe, the power sword, his shield, just a few hands, not too many hands either. You just get the gripping hands, the open, and then the closed fist. So you don't really get too much with it. But I don't know. I know for sure I'm locking up the He-Man just because, like I said, I want to get my hands on it just to see what's up with the line, to see if I go further in. But overall, if I had to give this a score out of 10, I would probably say it's a solid 7. It's a solid 7 for me, and I think that's maybe a pass most times, but because it's the first one in their line and because it's He-Man, it's pushing it over the edge for me. I gotta have it. I gotta lock it up, especially just kind of test it out. Test it out. TKD bar, skin tone chicken bone. Yeah, there you go. Mono MSRP through the roof. Yeah, because like I said, we're gonna get into it right now, and I don't know what's going on with this tariff situation. It's like one company has this, upcharged. Other companies are like, no, it's still this. People are saying, oh, it's because this shipped before this went into effect, or because of this and that. I fucking hate this situation. I hate it. I just want to know what the fair price is. You don't need to add these surge charges on the checkout and all that stuff, because like factor that shit in, and then let people digest it that way. I just hate having to pay like a surcharge. It just seems like I'm paying for something unnecessary. It's like, no, man. If it's blowing the cost way through the roof, then maybe don't make these figures. I don't know. I like Groman's designs for Mondo. I appreciate the sculpt and paint by 200 and up for a vinyl figure. Pass. Yeah, Groman's sculpts, and they get like really good sculptors to do their stuff, like Groman, like they did Mayshell for this. They have some really badass sculptors that they either contract out or even in-house. If they are selling He-Man for 95, imagine the Battle Cat. Yeah, exactly. And I know they're gonna get around to doing that. Like they didn't shy away from vehicles. They didn't shy away from the mounts in their 1/6 line. So I definitely foresee them getting into this, but it all depends on how well these first few figures do. And like I said, it's throwing a lot of people off with these price points. Obi-Wan saying, I thought it was an original nod to the first 2000X sketch, which had those braids. It wasn't King Grayskull, but it does look like him as well. Okay, because if it's a nod, then I don't mind that. Because I tried watching one of their live streams that they had this week, but they were talking about this other fucking like line that, I don't know, it was like a weird cartoon. I was like, I ain't feeling this shit. Just talk about the He-Man. But yeah, I wanted to clarify that, because if it's a sketch that, yeah, obviously they had to kind of throw that sketch away because they were gonna make that King Grayskull, then I like that. I do like that, because yeah, I want to use this fucking head for everything, for this whole He-Man. I don't really care if it's 200, if it's 2000X or not. I just think this head sculpt just has that personality, it has that grit to him. Even the longer hair makes it look better. I think that's the one thing that I think people don't like about He-Man. It's just this like fucking hair, bro. Whether it's the classic cartoon or the 2000X, it's like He-Man's hair is just, it's iconic in its own right, but it's definitely like a turnoff for a lot of people, because it's like, look at this fucking Malibu's most wanted looking ass motherfucker right here. Like, oh shit, man. But I've grown to love it. It's like, that's He-Man, bro. I was like, yeah, motherfucker got that fucking long blonde hair and shit. The funny haircut. Is that mixed media on that He-Man? I'm guessing it. You're talking about this head sculpt. I'm hoping it is. It's not King Grayskull. So yeah, hopefully, blue steel head sculpt. Yeah, this one right here, huh? Shit, you just sold this head sculpt for me, Obi-Wan. I'm liking this a lot more now. 12 for tariff and 13 plus for shipping comes put to 120 plus. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just, to me, I felt like, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to get both of these because I'm just not like, and that's kind of the really like kind of weird way to kind of start a line. Obviously, you want to put the main character out. You don't want to put the main bad guy out because a lot of people might just be finito after that. They're not gonna go deeper in that, you know. So they had to put something else out, and I think I like this Clawful a lot more than the He-Man. I definitely like it a lot more, but I'm not just gonna buy a fucking Clawful. Like, no way, you know. It's just it's very smart on their part to kind of market it this way or put it out this way because it's like, yeah, you're locked in because it's fucking He-Man. But the clawful figure to me is definitely the star of this wave. It just looks fucking badass. Like, it's just not one of my favorite Masters of the Universe characters, but the design in this 2000X just, it makes for a great looking action figure. And I feel like these guys killed it with this, man. Cause yeah, on the live stream that they were kind of talking about these figures on this week on their Mondo Toy Talk show, one of the guys on the team, Hector Arce, had it in hand. He had like an early prototype, and yeah, the range of motion on these things is pretty freaking good. Like, it's got good crunch. Like the elbows, you get like good bend on those elbows. The claws have like a hinge where they can kind of clamp them down or open them. So I like that. Obviously, you were gonna need that. I wouldn't want fucking, you know, things that you have to pop off and stuff. It's like, just throw the damn hinge on that shit. Allow it for that. And like I said, just the design of this Clawful is just so much better to me than the classic cartoon. It just has more character to him. It just looks a lot meaner. And I don't know, if I had to get one, it's very hard for me to pass up on this Clawful. But because it's He-Man that he's going up against, it's like, all right, I gotta get the He-Man. I'm probably gonna double back on the Clawful. And the one thing I did like about this is that they're not putting like timed accessories with this Clawful, as far as I know. Like, it on their site, it did have a timed pre-order for it, but I'm hoping that after that pre-order window closes, we're gonna get an opportunity to pre-order this on BBTS somewhere, where that's probably where I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna kick the can down the road, have, you know, worry about paying for this later when it comes out. Because yeah, paying straight up for something and not getting it anytime soon is kind of a turn off for me. So for that, I'm out. But I do like these extra head sculpts. One kind of looks more like the cartoon, and then the whole line itself, it kind of has like that Mondo spin on it. You know, they throw that like Mondo flair on their stuff, and they kind of Mondo verse their stuff. So it is 2000X inspired, but because these guys sculpt and paint their stuff so gnarly looking, it adds that spin, and it kind of makes it its own line almost, you know, where I do give them props for, like, you know, throwing like these extra accessories, like these extra heads to kind of give you that homage more to the cartoon or the classic toys and stuff. So I do like that. And this one actually comes with pretty cool accessories. So he has his little fucking little fish goons with him, his staff, and the base is fucking cool as fuck too. He's got like that fucking monster thing that will like pop out of the water and shit. So the base is really cool, and it's pretty large, you know, to hold this whole figure like that. I was actually impressed by that, like how big of a chunk of plastic that this thing is. And yeah, this one had no exclusive accessories tied to it. So I'm imagining that this is not going to have any, like I said, exclusive accessories that are behind this, like, you know, pay now paywall and shit, because I hate that. I just don't like that. I wish they would just make it, you know, all available at all times. But this is the total it was coming out for me on their site. It was 328, and like I said, back the fuck up. Back the way the fuck up, bro, because I am not about to pay $330 for two fucking figures. No fucking way, no fucking how. It's just out of my price range, you know, and like that's perfectly fine. Like I don't have to get that timed edition He-Man. I could get like the lesser version. but that was only gonna knock off like $10, you know. And like I said, you get these tariff surcharges, like go fuck off, fuck all the way off, you know. Like no, man. It's like you guys eat that shit, bro. It's like you guys are the company importing this shit. Why the fuck we gotta pay that? Like, nah, man. I'm good on that. So hopefully these go up on BBTS, but just because this He-Man has this timed edition, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to fucking eat that shit. So the He-Man, I think, is just by himself coming out to like 150, almost 160 for me, which is a lot of money. But you know, like I said, I want to dip my toe into this line just a bit, but this is the reason why I'm not getting both. And like I said, I like the Clawful a lot more. I like it, I like the design of it, I like the figure itself a lot more than the He-Man, but I'm not just gonna order Clawful and it's just gonna be like a one-off character that it ain't gonna make no fucking sense. Where if I don't like this He-Man, it's like, hey, fuck it. At least I got He-Man, you know, and then maybe I'll get the Skeletor and that'll be plenty fine. But I'm not just gonna get a one-off Clawful and just, I have my dick in my hand, like fuck that. So for that, I'm out. But it's kind of crazy to see this much money for like two figures where, yeah, that MEZCO set we were just talking was $200. And, we buy imports here and there for like, 100. But just coming out the gates, it's like, no, I wasn't gonna cough up this much money for this. So I'm happy with just getting one, and then as the line kind of continues to grow, it could just add more to the collection and stuff because I don't need them both right away. As cool as these photos look, though, like I said, Raul Barrero, he gets down with it, man. Like the sets that he builds, like it just looks so awesome. Like obviously the lighting's awesome photographer, man. He really sells these things, and yeah, it makes you want to get both of them because it's like, yo, I can do this. No, Omar, you can't do this. So just slow the fuck down and just, take your time with it. You don't got to go all in for everything. So, yeah, for me, I'm plenty happy just going in for the He-Man, even though I do like the Clawful a lot more, but it's just going to have to be a little bit more of a slowdown for me. And then, yeah, like I said, the one thing I always enjoy about stuff, this shit's getting made. It exists. It's like if I ever really have the itch for this Clawful, maybe it's sold out. Maybe it goes up in the aftermarket. It exists though. I'll be able to attain it if I really want it one day. But I don't think these things are gonna sell out completely like that right away. I think a lot of people are gonna be a little bit more hesitant going into the line because yeah, that price tag, man, it's gonna pump those brakes just a bit, man. But overall, I think these guys are coming out swinging pretty good, and just the whole presentation, even the box, I like it. I like it a lot. So I believe the next wave is going to be Skeletor and Man at Arms. So it's pretty cool of them to only give us two figures per wave. Because yeah, imagine if it was four. It's like you're talking them like almost $700 per wave. That would be insane. But what are your guys' thoughts, man? Did you guys go in for these figures also, or are you guys thinking about them, kind of like sitting on the fence about them? Because like I said, if these things were like 50, $60, I'd be all in, no problem. I wouldn't even think about it. But that ain't the case. Obi-Wan saying, imagine they're Faker, Keldor, and Trapjaw. If they look anything reminiscent to the original 2000X, they will have me fully hooked. I already pre-ordered both. Okay, so you're going all in. That's awesome, man. Yeah. The designs of Trapjaw, the designs of a lot of these characters, they just look fucking awesome, and it makes for a good toy line. And I'm surprised that nobody jumped on this. It took this long for anybody to come in and make action figures of it. And I think it's because these designs are just a little bit more intimidating. Like, just look at the size of the Clawful. Like, he looks insane. That, yeah, you saw that NECA figure in 2005. There was just a statue. Like, yeah, to throw articulation on this, it's pretty impressive, and yeah, hats off to fucking Mondo doing it. So we're gonna be able to attain a cool line that I know a lot of people have been waiting for. What's hard fast saying? Tariffs are the perfect excuse for companies to squeeze that little bit more out of you. Thank you, Kankles McTacotis. What? Yeah, no, I'm dude. I don't know any of the situation with the tariff stuff that's going on, but it does suck having to pay more. That's obviously anybody could say that. Obi-Wan saying, after people began posting their Maximum Hulks tearing at the chest, these types of figures do scare me, although my Storm figs have not tore. Yeah, and I don't know. I always take those like pictures like on Facebook with a grain of salt because like, dude, I remember when Action Force came out, there was like a big talk that like, oh, these have QEC issues. There's some breaking. I remember being in a fucking chat group with people that were breaking their shit on purpose to do what? To stick it to Bobby Vala. And I remember thinking like, Jesus Christ, dude, these people are so fucking petty. But you know, people hate Marvel Legends. They want to hate on Marvel Legends. There's people out there that are that fucking twisted they would fucking tear their shit up on purpose just to get a viral picture out there. So I always take that stuff with a grain of salt after I saw that shit because I remember that. I remember that situation. It was like this dude was like trying to break this shit, and then it finally broke. And he's like, "Look, this shit broke." And I remember just thinking, like, this motherfucker's insane. Like, he was purposely trying to break his toy just to what? Stick it to a guy he doesn't even fucking know? Makes no fucking sense. And after seeing that, that's why whenever I see pictures of shit like that, yeah, you know, obviously with paint apps, you know, that's not going to be the person doing it on purpose. But I take that stuff with a grain of salt sometimes. It's like, yo, if it's a massive problem, and I think we would see a lot more than a couple of pictures here and there. And I don't know how many are out there in circulation, but I don't know. Cause yeah, like you said, I have a couple storm figures and it's never done that shit to mine. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that goddamn Hulk, but I don't think those things are just tearing up that easy. Brick something in the building says, "What's up?" Yo, what's up, Brick? I would have appreciated a more throwback clamshell type of packaging, but that's just me. Yeah, yeah, that would have been cool too. But I know they're doing that with. Yeah, they actually could have pulled that off because I think they're doing that with their Sofubi TMNT line. They're like these huge ass blisters, but yeah, that actually would have been kind of cool. He-Man is semi-naked and they are charging 95 plus 12 tariff 13 shipping. Yeah, like I said, the shipping, I think the shipping for the cloth was a lot. I think the shipping for him was like $20 or something. I think the He-Man was like 10 or some shit like that. But it is a bigger figure. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Brick saying great figures, not for me. If I had the extra scratch, I'd get them. Yeah, like I said, that's why I feel like I'm just gonna dip into the He-Man. I'm gonna just dip my toe in slowly, and then based on that He-Man, I'm gonna make up my mind for the next few figures. But for sure, I gotta lock him up. And you know, if I'm semi happy with him, I'll lock up the Skeletor, and then I could just stop there if I'm somewhat content with them. But if it's a banger, then yeah, I'm gonna definitely save up to get some of these bigger characters because yeah, like Obi-Wan saying they get around and they are gonna get around to doing these other characters. It's gonna be really hard to be passing up on them every single time. So hopefully they're good. You know, I'll wait to see if their sellers have it for slightly cheaper. Yeah, that's probably smarter too. I know that's the best move with like MEZCO stuff that's not exclusive. I just started watching He-Man on Netflix. Not bad. Yeah, that show on Netflix is actually pretty good. I know it wasn't like the perfect rendition of Masters of the Universe for a lot of people, but I enjoyed it, especially that first season. I think the only thing I didn't like about it was they had like a pause from like the first season to the second season. And it was like, why did you guys do this? Like, it made me like it took me so long to finish it, and then I never got around to watching like the second series. I just took so long to put out there, but like they split that first series like into two parts, and I was like, man, so you killed the whole momentum to that shit, man. I hate it when they do that. So yeah, we'll see what's up with this line as it comes out, but just I had to show this invoice summary right here. I was like, yo, fuck that. So not for me, man. Especially when there's other He-Man out there, guys, that are maybe better. Because we get into the Masters of the Universe crossover with Transformers, and I gotta say, man, Mattel needs to get off whatever the fuck they're on, bro. Because shit, man, these Transformers Masters of the Universe crossovers are not really hitting, man. Honestly, I do kind of enjoy the Skeletor for what it is, just because it looks so fucking ridiculous. It actually looks kind of awesome. And I think I can maybe say the same thing about this He-Man crossed over with Optimus Prime. It just looks so ridiculous, but you know what it is. Like, you know what it is. It's clearly an Optimus Prime He-Man. But it's just like super unnecessary. And oh man, it's almost disrespectful, these two IPs, honestly. It's just so dumb. But I don't know, man. They're definitely gonna get me for that Skeletor. I know that for sure. I want to get that Skeletor, and I want to get that Skeleraw, the Mumra Skeletor crossover. I want to get that one. And if the Shredder Skeletor goes on sale, I'll get that one, man. That would be cool to get like those 80s villains just crossed over with Skeletor, just have a little a little 3-figure set. But this whole line to me, it's just so uncalled for. It's just so unnecessary that obviously when the rumors are going around that Mattel was gonna collaborate with Hasbro and stuff, it's like, oh, the possibilities, like how awesome. I think it would have been better to get like Masters of the Universe vehicles that transform, but obviously that was going to be a lot of tooling, a lot of like, for Hasbro to do. I don't really know what Mattel could have done outside of like, obviously Hot Wheels. You're getting like the Hot Wheels Transformers. Those are dope. I like that. I like that they're doing this right here, where it's just like you're mashing these two IPs together. I remember when the Turtles of Grayskull came out, I thought it was awesome. I was like, hey, yeah, TMNT in the MOTO universe. Cool, makes sense. Yeah, get a little storyline cooking in the comics. That'd be cool. This here, it just seems too matched up. Like it just doesn't really look good because not only do we get He-Man Optimus, but we get a Scareglow Starscream. And like I said, it's just so ridiculous looking that I don't know, maybe it makes for cool toys, like fun toys, but bro, it's just not it, man. Especially like I said, you factor in the price for the Mondo, you definitely have to factor in the price for this line as well. $33 per figure is just uncalled for, outrageous. It's like, I know you guys are collabing. Maybe you have to pay licensing fees, maybe you have to pay these other fees and stuff, but $33 for this, it's insane. In fucking insane, man. Because I know if Super 7 would have done some shit like this, everyone would be tearing them apart, and it's just it's not for me. So like I said, I can easily pass. I'll save myself the money, but to me it just seems like it's not really hitting. I'm not really seeing a lot of people that are excited about this at all. As goofy as they might be, I know there's definitely going to be those like Masters of the Universe Origins collectors that are going to be all in on this stuff because yeah, you get more of these like 5.5 figures. Throw them in the Eternia. Who cares? You have a blast. Just have some fun with your little play sets and stuff. Like that's perfectly fine. But just if you were gonna mix match something, I don't think you should overprice them because they're already having to climb up this hill of it being so ridiculous that I think the best bet would have been to just price them at like $20, $15. Obviously not 15. Nothing's gonna cost that low anymore, but $20 I think would have been a cool price just to just to try them out, have a little fun. But I think it's just a complete miss for this line. And I don't know. I don't know how much deeper they go, because you already got Starscream, you get the Megatron Optimus, and you get Bumblebee. It's like, are they gonna do like an RC Tila or I don't know. I hate to even think of more combinations because it's just I know I'm not gonna like how they look. So I don't know. I don't know if this is a successful collab for Mattel. But I know they're eating with their Hot Wheels stuff. I know those are selling pretty well. I think if they were smart, they would just stick to that. Like just give us a Bumblebee Hot Wheel, give us, even if they don't transform, just the Hot Wheels themselves look cool, man. I saw people picking up that Optimus trailer, like the Hot Wheels and stuff. Even people that aren't really like in this whole action figure community that collect Hot Wheels, like one of my coworkers, his dad and him, they collect Hot Wheels and stuff. They got them. They got those like Optimus. I asked him about the Nemesis Prime that recently went up for pre-order on Mattel Creations. He said his dad got it. I was like, oh shit, that's dope, man. Like I feel like those are hitting for that community because the Hot Wheels fans they're rabid collectors. This is pricing out any kid that might be interested in it, especially since this one I think is only exclusive to the Mattel Creations site. Like maybe a kid would buy this at Target, but at $33, I'm sure his parents gonna say fuck no. And it's just pricing out anybody that thinks they're goofy fun. It's like I don't know, man. This $33, that's more than Marvel Legends. That's more than DC Multiverse figure a lot of the times, and it doesn't look like it. This just looks super super retro. It's like, bro, there's no way the engineering to this figure costs anywhere near a freaking import or even like I said, a Marvel Legend. It's like, come on, man, But maybe like I said, you're paying these licensing fees and all this stuff, but it's just throwing me super off. But I don't know. I'm just overly nitpicking a line that I was gonna pass up on anyway. Brick said, "You know how Vikings would kill bears and wear their heads as helmets and skins as caves? Yeah, that's what E-Man's doing. Yeah, I know. He brutally killed Optimus, just like cut his head open and fucking." It's like I get that. I get the fun in that. And like I said, the Skeletor, I'm interested in it. It looks so dumb that I'm like, hey, that's cool. I'd fucking buy that. But even then, I'm thinking about waiting for a sale because $33 is just way too steep for this. Way too steep. But yeah, he definitely killed Optimus. They could have done a Transformer Battle Cat using a Leo Convoy mold. Yeah, exactly. I want that new Leo Convoy, that 40th anniversary one. That one looks so dope. I want to get that. But yeah, that would be cool. But man, you're talking a lot of engineering now, and this is Mattel putting this out. This is Mattel using Hasbro's IP and putting this out. So maybe they're priced up because they have to pay that Takara fee. But man, I think it's so much cooler shit could have been made, doing collabs with like multiple lines and stuff. That this to me is it just seems like, yeah, if this would have came out in the 80s, then yeah, fucking have at it, But now it's just fuck. What's the next 80s Motu crossover? The Smurfs, Gremlins, or Motu Strawberry Shortcake? What the fuck? Yeah, super super unnecessary, but I want to see what the next Transformer is. Like I said, they're getting pretty ridiculous with this, so it's probably gonna be something crazy looking. Ghost Tab saying, sell it low to promote the first wave. Figuarts sell base for cheap to hook the people into the line. Yeah, exactly. I think if the He-Man and the Optimus would have been like, yo, $20, I would have bought him for sure. The Megatron Skeletor, I would have bought him for sure. But like I said about the Mondo set, you'll probably be out right after that, man. So it's smart of them to kind of put like a side character and like a main character together. But for $33, I even had to double check on the Bumblebee Man at Arms. I was like, is this one $33 too? I was like, oh fuck, that is never gonna sell, bro. Never gonna sell, man. He-Man looks like he went to a party city and bought an Optimus costume. Yeah, there you go. That actually sold me a lot more. Maquinita Silva, He-Man pants. La Boo Boo Beast Man. Oh, there you go. Oh man, bro, I was trying to watch like some YouTube today, as I was getting some of the show ready, and this fucking person, I guess, was vlogging LA Comic Con. I was like, oh yeah, that's going on this weekend. Man, it's like Labubu craze, bro. Like, who the fuck is really buying these, man? Like, goddamn. There's like some lady at my job too. Like, she's like crazy about these fucking things. I'm like, dude, you're gonna regret your fucking purchases like in 2 years. You're gonna just look at your house like, what the fuck have I done? It's just insane, man. I always find it so crazy, these like the frenzy of these like collectibles, sometimes like Funko Pops and shit. But it always reminds me of like Furbies from back in the day, or like Beanie Babies and shit. It's just crazy. But moving on, another collaboration from Masters of the Universe. We get Stranger Things collaborating with them, and I believe this is the third release from the Stranger Things line that I think they've done like a He-Man and a Vecna, and I believe they did a Skeletor, and I don't even know. I don't watch Stranger Things, but this one with the Hellfire Man and Hordak look pretty interesting. I actually like this fucking Hellfire Man a lot. He looks pretty badass with his fucking guitar. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, this is sick. I like this. But I don't know if I'm in for the 2-pack, I like that fucking sword on fire. Like, that's fucking awesome. The head sculpt on this. I actually like this a lot. And I think this 2-pack is actually going to sell really well, man. A lot of these like 5.5 collectors, they really get down with like the pop and swap and stuff. And you can definitely do a lot with this like Hellfire Man. He just, I don't know, you got like the armor, like those pauldrons, that head sculpt looks pretty intense. The Hordak with the glow in the dark feature looks pretty cool too. He's got the fucking mace and shit. This actually looks pretty fucking sick, bro. I was actually surprised by this. Like, you get the fucking guitar. Like, come on, bro. That's sick. That's sick, dude. Like you give that to your Hordak or somebody in the evil horde and shit, or just have this motherfucker behind them just playing fucking satanic music. It's like, yeah, this looks awesome. I was like, yo, this, if I catch this on sale, I'm gonna have to buy this shit. Yeah, first Motu guitar, exactly. I was like, yo, this is sick right here, man. Um, yeah, this looks awesome, dude. So we'll see what's up with this, man. That Hellfire Man, yeah, exactly. When I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is this? Who the fuck is that? And then when I saw this picture, I was like, oh, okay. Doesn't matter who the fuck that is. This dude's jamming out. I'm gonna rock out with my cock out, baby. So yeah, this looks pretty cool, man. Exclusive to Target, I believe, just like the other sets. But yeah, this might actually move because I think that He-Man came with like I think he came with like a Dungeons and Dragons shield, if I can remember correctly. It was like a specific shield that I think what's the name of that Dungeons and Dragons character with that fucking blue helmet that one that Dan Larson likes a lot. What the fuck is the name of that dude? Forget the name of that. That super fuck. I had it at the tip of my fucking tongue. What's the name of that character? That Dungeons and Dragons character, guys. You know what I'm talking about. The one with the blue helmet. What the fuck is his name, bro? Fuck, somebody type it in the chat. The one with the blue helmet, dude. NECA did. He has like a specific shield on it. It has like a demon on it. And I think that He-Man that came out in this 2-pack had that shield. What the fuck? War Duke. Fucking thank you, bro. I was gonna lose my fucking mind. Man, you shouldn't have typed anything, bro. I would have just been going crazy, right? I'd have been losing it, dude. War Duke. Yes, thank you, my man. Fucking hell. I was like, what the fuck is his fucking name? Yeah, I think the He-Man came with like a War Duke shield, and the paint job on the He-Man and the Skeletor were actually pretty cool. So I don't know. I think these 2-packs are doing better than the fucking Transformers crossover. So we'll see, man. But speaking of Transformers, looks like we got another wave coming around the corner from Hasbro. We got Age of the Primes. So I believe we took a look at some of these already in the past. And now I think they're just waiting to go up for pre-order. But it looks like finally we get the Quintus Prime going up for pre-order. So that's the one right here, all the way on the left. And then to build out the fucking Combaticons combiner, we get Blast Off. So one of the Combaticons right here. Search Shot. I think that's the name of the third one in the middle right here. Quick Strike, and then Junkion Jalopy, and then Sideways over here on the far end. So it looks like that's the next wave of Age of the Primes. So I guess that goes live in a few weeks or like in a week or two. I don't know when October 8th is. That might be next week. And then some more for the studio series. So from Transformers 1, we get Arachnid. And then we get Wind Charger from the Studio Series 86 line. So pretty cool. I know a lot of people are waiting for that one. Might pick that one up. I did like the look of his like alt mode and shit. He looked really cool. Like one of those little penny racers. And then the Arachnid actually looked pretty cool too. And her character was pretty dope in that Transformers 1 movie. And then from Takara, we get another MPG from this T-Spark sub-series or whatever. So another masterpiece for Soundwave that has like a more cartoon accurate paint job. And shit, I gotta say, man, that Studio 86 Soundwave, I was feeling it, man. But that's poor man's masterpiece, man, because this looks way better, dude. Way better. Obviously, it's gonna be a little bit priced up more than that Studio Series mainline stuff, but I already like that. I'm already kind of collecting that scale, but man, I wish I had this masterpiece money because this Soundwave is looking dope, man. Like he looks super clean. Obviously, he's gonna have that premium factor, and yeah, he comes with a laser beak, so you only get one of the cassettes. But yeah, transformation looks super clean. Also, that I know a lot of masterpiece collectors are probably gonna go in for this one. So gotta wait to see what the price on it is, but. Damn, if it's anything like that MPG Optimus that came out or went up for pre-order a few months ago, it was only like $100 and something. I know, man. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't want to dip into another Transformers line, man. I'm just trying to stick to the Hasbro stuff. I know my limits, bro. I can't go down these rabbit holes, but this looks really good. And these were all getting revealed in a live stream that Takara had. So you get another masterpiece this time for Sideswipe from the Bayverse, and this actually was a pretty cool design to a Transformer for Bayverse. You know, I like those like wheels on his fucking feet and shit. That's actually pretty cool. Like I wonder why Transformers wouldn't do that more often. You definitely move a lot faster. But yeah, those scenes where they were like fucking, driving down the freeway and stuff and transforming, that shit was sick. I forgot the name of the of the robot they were fighting and shit. What was it? Wasn't I forgot what it was. I know it was Sideswipe versus somebody else, but I forgot the name of the other one. But you look pretty dope. And then also another collaboration. So they're doing like this Synergenics line. So we get Optimus gonna transform with the Evangelion, and this actually looked pretty interesting too, man. We get the robot mode or the alt mode, I mean, for Optimus. And they actually had a model, not painted out, but they had a model right here during the live stream, and it actually looks pretty cool. I think the one thing I didn't get a picture of it, but the one thing I wasn't really liking too much was the head sculpt on it. It had like the teeth and shit from like the Ava Unit 1. And I don't know, I didn't really like that too much. I was like, shit kind of looks weird. It's like when I see Optimus, I always just like his mouth like guarded up and stuff. But let me see what the paint job on this. Obviously, it's gonna have that iconic purple that Ava Unit 1 has, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go in for it myself. I'm kind of staying away from any of these like collabs and stuff, but it is interesting to see them go through this line, the Synergenics line, and just kind of collab with like multiple IPs. I think they've done Monster Hunter. I think they did Godzilla. So they're kind of collabing with like these different IPs as well. Where out here in the States, we're getting these god awful Masters of the Universe collaborations. Well, out there in Japan, they're getting these pretty cool, highly detailed, robots and stuff. So obviously, up priced more than what we're charging. But for $33, I'd rather save my money and get something like this if I do got to get a collab. So we'll see that as it goes up for pre-order. And then they announced a new line, Transformers Overgear. So from what I understand, this is going to be a completely new line for not really G1 looks, but almost like these like just alternate looks. But I don't know. These are the only silhouettes that they showed off so far. It looks like it's like a helicopter right here on the left, and I don't know if that's Optimus on the right, but it looked pretty stylized, and it actually might make for some cool looking Transformers toys. I know a lot of chatter online was about these two silhouettes and just how stylized they look, but I always like that. I always like kind of like chunkier looking robots. It just has like more attitude to them some of the time. So I'm interested to see what's up with that. And I believe that's it. That's it for the Transformers news. They had like a little live stream, like I said, Takara did. But a Transformer that actually came out not too long ago was the fucking Knight Rider kit. And this time looks like Tomy recently put out a Back to the Future DeLorean. I believe it's a 110 scale DeLorean. And looks like they're getting around to doing a Knight Rider kit as well. And I got to say, man, for 110 scale, obviously it's not perfect 112, but fucking cars are iconic. The DeLorean from Back to the Future is super iconic. I didn't go in for it, but it's just, I think it was priced up at like $400. But this right here also probably going to have that premium price tag. I think it might be well worth it if you're a huge fan of these IPs, because it's got die cast, it's got light up features, the functioning display panel, like that's just insanely cool. Instrument display pad, upper console displays, status indicator panel, kit voice modulator, so you'll be able to talk this fucking thing. Overhead systems panel, instrument display pad, monitor display console, cams and surveillance system console, steering yoke interface, and then manual throttle override pedal. So all these like features that I don't really know if you would use all of them, but it's cool to have. And yeah, from screen legend to collector icon, Kit wasn't just a car, he was a high-tech star of Knight Rider. This 110 scale replica brings the legacy home with an authentic detail and die-cast construction, ready for display straight out of the box. So yeah, I think it's like a crowdfund that they got right now on their like their website. And dude, when I went on that website to try to get the price tag and stuff, I was like, oh, let me dip out of here real quick, because I saw this shit said $800, and I'm like, I don't think I'm reading the correct price tag. And yeah, I think it's like a crowdfund, honestly, and I don't know if it's gone live yet, but oh yeah, it is live. It's got 24 days left. and they only needed 600,000 to get this into production. So it's at 740,000 now. And I believe to back it, let me see if I can back this thing. Oh yeah, it's $399. So yeah, I was definitely looking at the wrong price. But overall, I think this thing looks pretty fucking awesome. It's like it's definitely got that freaking authentic look to it, like the it was just saying. But I do know that Ramen Toys is actually gonna do this, third party, so it's not officially licensed and stuff. But I'm plenty happy just paying like $200. Hopefully that's what Ramen Toys prices it at. But at $400 right here, maybe that Ramen Toys one is like 250 for another $150. You get all these like extra features and stuff. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit bigger than the Ramen Toys one, but I don't know. That's the thing about 112 cars. It's like it's very hard to kind of get them 112. Where I feel like the 110th is a perfect size. Like you're gonna be able to scale it. Shit. Sorry, I went to the next slide. You're gonna be able to scale it pretty good. You kind of get an idea of it right here on this top right picture. This guy over here fucking having a blast and shit. But I don't know, man. $400 isn't cheap, but that DeLorean that came out from them, I believe it shipped out. I believe it shipped out this year, right? I remember seeing pictures of that. Was that this year or late last year? That shit looks awesome. It had like fucking all the light up features and stuff. I think Jay Hernandez picked it up. I think I saw a picture of him taking a picture with like a Deadpool or something. And yeah, it looked perfectly in scale with like 112 figures. So I can imagine this will be just right there with that. But I don't know. I gotta wait to see what's up with that Ramen Toys one. But if his is like 250 and this is 399, it might be plus shipping, but man, maybe that Ramen Toys one is as well. I don't know. I don't know which one would be the better option because look at all the features that this thing has, man. All the panels open up and stuff. And then I know Ramen Toys tricks his stuff out too. He's not gonna skimp out on stuff, but I definitely know that when he looks at stuff and he's like, oh shit, I can add this and I can add this and I can add this and I can add this to my stuff, it jacks up the price. So I hope he doesn't try to add all these light features and sound features and stuff. But how cool was that? How cool was that shit to be talking and stuff? Yeah, like fucking Obi-Wan is saying no Michael Knight figure. Yeah, we need a fucking the Hoff, baby. We need a Hoff figure. I don't care if it's Baywatch or this or whatever, dude. We need a David Hasselhoff figure. But yeah, Michael. Just a voice to that shit was so funny. Break something saying Wonder Festival Shanghai is this Thursday and Friday. Any import companies or figs you're interested in? Companies have been teasing their reveals and showcases. I want to see Sexy Ice and Romanky stuff. Yeah, look at some of the previews later on the show. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I'm interested to see what's up with that Fury Toy stuff, honestly. And then yeah, see what more of these like other Hong Kong companies are out there, like that Ling Jing Huan or whoever was making those TMNT figures. I want to see what else they have in store for us, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see, man. This week's gonna be pretty awesome. But yo, anybody going in for this kit figure? Because I feel like they're tricking this thing out, man. Like they are definitely tricking this thing out. But $400 isn't cheap at all, But shit, when you look at this and then you look at that god awful HasLab, that Engine of Vengeance, it's like fucking hell, dude. They were really trying to pull a fast one on us, man. God damn. Heartfest, I'm ready for Blokey's rivals. Yeah, there you go. Pretty sure Ramens will have a figure per his first reveal stream. Okay, so shit, we get the Hoff right there, baby. Michael Knight. Yeah, then that would be a huge selling point if he does. Because yeah, it's like you get the car, but you need the guy driving that thing. I was almost tempted to get the Transformer of this shit, but I was like, nah, what the fuck am I doing? But just this car itself is so iconic. Also, it's crazy. Blow keys, fucking Maquinita. Oh shit, Michael Knight was with burger included. There you go. So we'll see what's up, man. I'm sure people are gonna go in for this. Like I said, it's already way over its funding goal, but I'm interested to see when this thing goes live. And then keeping it in theme with these rides, looks like Jack's Pacific is putting out this Simpsons sedan. Now this is for their 2.5-inch line where, man, they're killing it with that line, bro. I'm picking up like the 4-inch stuff or whatever, the 5-inch stuff. And I'm liking it. I'm liking each wave that comes out, but I feel like this 2.5-inch line is like, man, I feel like they're going way deeper. They got like play sets coming out. I'm like, man, did I buy the correct line? I'm starting to kind of doubt that. I'm like, man, maybe I should backtrack and get these ones, bro, because it just looks like they're going way deeper. Like I said, you're getting the car, You got their house. You get all this shit. Like it looks like a shit ton of fun. But I don't know. I gotta see what's up. And then the Maggie's kind of not in scale either, so it kind of throws it off when it's that small. So I don't know. There's pluses and minuses for both, but I do like this entire Jack Pacific line that they got. They're killing it with the Simpsons stuff. So hopefully more stuff keeps coming out. But yeah, that car, the Homer's fucking sedan, like that shit was like just so iconic. Also, it's like you see that pulling up into the driveway every episode. It's so dope. So it might be cool to get. I believe this is going to be exclusive to Target. So yeah, Itchy and Scratchy are good. Yeah, I actually got like a recent 2.5-inch pack. It comes with like a crusty Sideshow Mel. It comes with this little monkey teeny. Is that the name of the monkey? I forget the name of the monkey. And then Itchy and Scratchy that I didn't get single carded. So I got that. It was on BBTS, and I just pre-ordered that. I don't really need the crusty or the Sideshow Mel, but the monkey comes with like a little car also that I'm like, oh cool, I'll get that. Kind of in scale with like the 4-inch, 5-inch stuff. So not bad, but yeah, pretty cool. And then also McFarlane Toys looks like this Batman 66 Batmobile is kind of floating around online and stuff. So we're getting some previews to this, probably going up for pre-order soon. And yeah, like I was saying a couple weeks back, looks like he's going kind of backwards. So we got Batman Returns right now. I'm sure the next group of movie theatrical figures is going to be the 89 Batman. And I think he finishes out around with this like Batman 66 stuff, because I know he did the Batman, but he did that Adam West Batman, but there's a lot of like iconic versions of like his like Rogues Gallery in that series also, so he can definitely get around to doing some of those Catwomen that are in there, the Riddler, Penguin, the Egghead dude. So it'd be pretty cool, and this ride actually looks pretty fucking dope. That I know he put this out when he did that 66 line that was kind of more retro vintage looking. And I bought it. I think it was like $20 at Target. And I was like, hey, this is fucking dope. It's like 112 enough. To me, it was like perfect 112 because that line was 6-inch. And I just kind of put like my import figures around it. I put like my Rebel Tech, like Harley Quinn around it and stuff. And then when I got like my Adam West Batman, I just kind of put him in front of it, like kind of doing the little the little dance. I was like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't fit. But I was like, that's cool. It's still the ride. This one looks way better to me, but because his line is 7-inch scale, this might be just a little bit too big. And I said that the same thing about the Batman's Batmobile, because it kind of resembles more of a real car. It doesn't look like it's properly sized. Because with the 89 Batmobile, it's like, fuck yeah, that's not a real car. That shit could be as long as you fucking want it to be. And then also the animated series Batmobile. It's like, yeah, that's a long ride. Where this right here, look at the 89 Batmobile next to it. This thing is making that thing looks kind of small, and that's a large car. So I don't know how well this is gonna look with like 112 figures, but if you just need it for 66 Batman, then yeah, I'm down for it. And then hopefully he puts out the Robin and shit, so you can kind of smack them. So yeah, that'd be cool, man. And yeah, I like the rims on this a lot better than that last figure or that last Batmobile that you put out. And I don't know, for like display purposes, this is pretty cool. Like I wouldn't mind copping this and just kind of displaying it like in the living room or something. Like it just looks cool. It just looks super iconic and looks good, especially if you don't have that 1.6 Jazz Inc. money and shit. Like that's a lot of money. That's a lot of bread for something like this, but you definitely get that premium factor for it. But I feel like Todd's hitting it with this. I think the monkey's name is Bubbles. Okay, is that what it is? Yeah, he comes in that little 4 or 5 pack or whatever. Break something said, hell yeah, the Fury Toys teases for Freya, Cleo, and Athena seem like kind of stuff I'd throw money at. Yeah, they're like female line. Yeah, I got a lot of these previews lined up for the show right now. Raceland saying, went back in the stream, but at least the fluffy Doc Knock won't flake since it doesn't have pleather. There you go. My man Raceland is coming with the positives. I like Raceland. He shows up late. He's like, what did he talk about? And then keeping it with the toss stuff from his DC Direct Page Punchers line. Looks like we got Joker from the Infinite Crisis comic. And like I talked about when he did his live stream reveal of this looks like a fucking good Joker, man. I honestly wouldn't even mind throwing this Joker in this Batmobile to just kind of give it like this juxtaposed crazy look. It's like it doesn't match, but I could picture the Joker driving this shit just as like a fucking troll, It's like, yeah, that would look cool as fuck. I actually wouldn't mind getting this Joker, man. Kind of bums me out because it looks like it's just reused from that Silver Age one. Now they just kind of threw a soft goods like coat over him and gave him like a different head sculpt, but that head sculpt looks great. And the soft goods maybe might not be as fine tuned as like import companies, but it's good enough. And yeah, it gives it a different kind of look to it, man. I think I gotta get this. This looks dope. It might be his best Joker to date. So, towards the end of his line, I don't know, might get it, man. Page Puncher stuff sells pretty well too. And then we have 0 Hour Superman. So we get this mullet soups, and yeah, I guess he's fair play to kind of give people another opportunity at a Superman since it is a main character. Where I wish he would have done this for fucking Wonder Woman, man. That 2-pack with Godzilla that went up for pre-order this week, that shit sold out in a lot of places, and I knew it would because, like I said, he's made it so difficult to get one of the fucking Trinity characters, and it's like you can't do that for a DC line, bro. You just cannot. So I know people flock to that 2-pack just to lock up that Wonder Woman. It's comic book enough, and I actually like the look of that Wonder Woman, but it sold out before I could even get to it. And then also kind of talked about this a little bit last week, his Collectors Club drawing board, like crowd fund that he has going on sometimes on his McFarlane Toy Store website. Talked about this a little bit last week, but finally got pictures for all the tiers. So the first tier is just this Harley Quinn and fabric stockings, soft good stockings. That's a major plus that I didn't even notice till right now. So this first tier figure, I believe, is only $29.99, and I gotta say, she looks good. Like, she looks pretty fucking good. But the second tier comes with more stuff. So you get interchangeable arms, little coat for her and stuff. So you get like a jacket. You get these different head portraits and stuff that you gotta have. You get the winking eye face, the blowing bubble gum. You get more weapons. You get another pistol. You get another like a mallet. That mallet's fucking dope too. Extra hands, I believe. Yeah, more hands. I believe this is the winner right here. If I had to get any one of them, it would probably be this one. I believe this one's $35.99. Yeah, let me actually get it right because I don't want to be saying the wrong thing, because I think, yeah, the first one's $29.99 plus shipping, and then this next one with the more accessories is $35.99 plus shipping. So that's probably be the winner for me if I had to pick any one of these, man. The fuck is this shit out on his website, man? Support this campaign. And yeah, since it's plus shipping, it's like, yeah, you got to pay a little bit extra on it. And then this one right here is $49.99. So this one you get like a Jared Leto Joker. And I don't know, man. I think I'm good. I think I'm good with that Jared Leto Joker. I don't think I need that, but it kind of brings it down to $25 a piece per figure. So it's not bad. My man trolling hard, bro. He's his best Joker. I don't know, man. I'm in it for the Harley Quinn because, like I said, fucking this actress, what's her name again? Margot Robbie. Yeah, dude, she is beautiful. She made a good looking Harley Quinn. I just wish it would have been a better script for her to play out, but it's not bad. So this one's at $49.99, and I believe this is the last tier at $69.99. So you get a whole extra figure, a whole extra Harley Quinn with it. Then you get the Jared Leto Joker, and then you get all these accessories to go with that Harley Quinn. And I don't know, the Harley Quinn over here in the kind of classic themed look, I like the look of that too, but did that come out in one of the movies? I can't even remember that shit, but it kind of gives it like that more classic comic book look to it with the red and black. But I don't know. I just like the look from the movie. That's the one that I would want. And I don't know. Wasn't a fan of the Jared Leto Joker, but if you do have all the other movie Jokers and you were gonna miss this one, maybe the $49.99 one is probably the best bet. But I can see these all selling pretty well, man, because the sculpt on this Harley Quinn actually looks pretty damn good, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, he actually knocked this one out of the park. It's just kind of unfortunate that a lot of his stuff might be, obviously it's like 7-inch scale stuff. A lot of his females kind of tower, so I don't really know. It's right here, it's next to the Joker, so it doesn't look too tall. But yeah, I never got the SH Figuarts, but I actually wouldn't be mad at picking this up myself either. My man Hardfast saying I'm in on that Harley. Yeah, which one are you gonna get, Hardfast? Because I think the best one to get is just this one. It's just you get the Harley with all the accessories, but at $49.99 you get a whole extra figure. Maybe you could split it with Maquinita. So I don't know, man. Raceland saying, you think Muff Toy is going to make a Dark Knight Returns Green Arrow next? I don't know. I'm waiting for that fucking Dark Knight fucking Batman. I already paid the damn balance that I have. Fucking I forgot where I got it. I think it's like Empire Toys or some shit. Yeah, it charged me that balance. So I already got it. Level 2. Okay, yeah, that's the one I'm going in for then. Because yeah, probably the best one. But I tried doing it on my phone today when I was getting the slides, and I was like, the fuck, this shit is like glitching or some shit. And then I saw that they put a posting out because they had like a lot of people buying this supposedly, that it was like fucking up their website or something. So I don't know if that happened to me today, but yeah, I wanna for sure lock this one up because yeah, I think you did pretty good on it, man. Like I said, you get the soft good stockings. That's a plus. That's a major plus. I think the one thing though is he didn't show off that backside, man. That backside better be sculpted out pretty good. So we'll see, man. It's just like I said, it's kind of throws me off that he's doing these old ass movies and shit. But then you look at Mafex, it's like Suicide Squad. Also, this one was like I guess it was like the redo of the fucking Suicide Squad. That whole shit, and even to this day, it's so confusing. Like trying to keep up with like DCU stuff. It's like I haven't watched season 2 of Peacemaker yet, but it's kind of annoying that you're like trying to build out this whole new universe. You got the Superman movie out that I enjoyed somewhat. You get Supergirl coming out next year. Okay. And then you got this series in between. And it's like, isn't this from fucking the Snyderverse stuff? Isn't this from the previous DCEU stuff? Oh no, my wife's in it, so this is canon also. It's like, fuck off, James Gunn. Like, seriously, dude, fuck all the way off, man. And going into this figure, dude, since this is from that first Suicide Squad movie or the first Peacemaker, it's like so fucking old, man, that it's just kind of weird for them to put stuff this late, and I would have wanted a Peacemaker figure 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, even. When did this movie come out? 2021 or 2020? Yeah, 4 years ago I would have wanted this. Now it's like, fuck, I don't know. And like I said, since he's like has this series out, I've heard mixed reviews on it. I've heard some really bad reviews on it. And then I heard people that say, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I like it. I'm having a good time. So, I got to watch it for myself. But just, I don't know. I might get this, but since everything is getting priced up so high now, it's like I'm not all in on a lot of the Moffic stuff coming out. And like I said, since this is so old, even though it's like a current series out right now, it's like this is still from that first movie. And it just seems so late in the game that it's just kind of throwing this off for me that maybe I don't want it because, like I said, I haven't even watched that season 2, and I'm honestly quite annoyed that he is making that canon, even though everything else got scrubbed. Black Adam, Cavill, Soups, everything's gone already. So he should have done the same thing with this and just give us a clean slate. But I don't know. I did enjoy John Cena's portrayal of this character in that movie. In that first season of Peacemaker, I wasn't the hugest fan of it. I liked it, but like people were talking the whole series up like it was like the greatest thing ever. And since I liked him in the movie, I was like, oh, I'll watch it. But I just felt like it was too over the top. And that's what I'm hearing about this series also. It's just too over the top. Like some of the jokes just don't land. It's like, I don't know, it's like really corny ass humor from what I understand, from what I hear, but I have to watch it for myself. And like I said, that first season, that's kind of what I got from the first season too. It was just like trying to be too over the top that it wasn't really hitting for me, where in the movie, he was just fucking hilarious. He was just fucking hilarious. I loved him in the movie. So I don't know. Maybe if I watch the movie again, maybe it'll entice me to get this figure. But it just throws me off that it's so late in the game for them to put out this pre-order. Like this would have been cool 2 years ago even. But yeah, they kind of really are late to the party when it comes to stuff. And not only that, but we also get the blood sport. So the Idris Elba blood sport that I didn't really enjoy him in the movie at all. I liked Harley Quinn. I liked Peacemaker. Even the polka dot guy was cool. This dude was just, I don't know. He was just trying to be too much of a tough guy. He kind of wasn't hitting it for me. And I liked his design, but like, fuck, he took his helmet off the whole fucking movie. It's like, dude, that's the thing I hate about when they get like these really well-known actors. It's like if the character has a fucking helmet or a mask, then you keep that fucking helmet and mask on, motherfucker. It's like, I don't want to see your fucking face. I know you're famous. I know they're paying you a lot of money to be in this movie, but you're as good as a voice actor, because that's all we want to see is this fucking covered up face. And it always annoys me, man, when they have to do that, because like I said, it's a well-known actor. They got to get their money's worth. But the design itself wasn't bad. It's just, I don't know. I didn't really like his character in the movie. So this would be an easy pass. And like I said, because the John Cena has like legs currently, he's like still currently in this DCU stuff. It's like, yeah, maybe you could use this. I know they tweaked the costume just a bit around, but I don't know. Outside of that, though, it just like I said, it just seems super late for them to fucking do this. But I don't know. It seems like the people out in Japan don't really give a fuck. They just go in for it regardless. Like, they're in for all the Snyderverse stuff still. Like, I'll see, like, whenever their Aquamans come out and shit, like, they'll post pictures of that stuff. Like, they're still in it, like, for the Cavill Soups, the Ben Affleck Batman. Look at all these like companies like Muff giving us like Kryptonite Seeker and all these like old ass, like, not old as fuck, but like those movies are just so bad. But I feel like overseas they really enjoyed them. So I don't know. I guess it's just the charm of seeing like a fucking comic book character in live action. It's like, oh fuck, it's still cool for some people, but I don't know if they're not like really knocking these portrayals out of the park. Then for me, they're misses when it comes to their action figures. I can just easily pass. Ghost Tap saying, annoying they make the Suicide Squad Peacemaker and not the show that would include Eagly. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing, right? It's like, yeah, that's the thing I was wondering too. And then I remember that also, because I was like, oh man, he doesn't have his fucking eagle. And it's just like, oh yeah, because this is from the fucking movie. It's like, dude, complete miss, complete fucking miss. John Cena head sculpt looks more like Homelander. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it doesn't really look too much like John Cena, huh? It's like, kind of looks old as fuck. Like, kind of looks more like his dad. I don't know the name of the actor, but the dad in that series in the season 1 and shit, like, he looks like him. Pissmaker. Mafex has become Hasbro for me, passing on a lot. They started to skimp on accessories and prices go up. Charming. Yeah, exactly. Like, their accessories spread isn't the greatest anymore. And then, yeah, since they're so old and so late to the game, it's like, yeah, I'm passing a lot of stuff, man, because not only this, but look at this shit, bro. It's like, seriously, Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, Black Manta, like, fuck, dude. I did like the designs of the Black Manta in this movie, but it definitely has like a classic look to it, but that movie was fucking terrible, bro. And like I said, because the movies are so bad, I just want nothing to do with like any of their characters in figure form. But it does look like a good comic representation of Black Manta. You could maybe fudge it in with like a comic book shot or something. Like, I did like the costume design there, but it's just like I said, it's just so fucking weird to make these figures for these movies and stuff, where because Todd had the line to DC Multiverse, like, yeah, he got his money's worth because he pumped that shit out fast as fuck when the movies were out. Like, cool, that you're done. Like, move on, But I don't know what it is about these guys. It takes them so fucking long. They need to figure out a way to be faster with this shit, man. Because, yeah, I'm still waiting to see when they do this Corn Sweat Superman. I know we saw a tease at like their Mayfex event or Medicom event. It's like, yeah, when the hell is that Corn Sweat Superman gonna come out? Fucking 2027? It's like, fuck, dude. Like, I don't know. Hopefully 2027. Like, shit. You know what I mean? And then they get into doing some like repaints, reissues and stuff. So we get a repaint on this Mayfex Gambit comic version. And the other one was comic too, where this one has some things that I actually like about this though. I actually like the his torso color. I like that pink or that fuchsia color on it, and his like shin guards and stuff. I actually like that. It's kind of a more matte blue that actually reminded me a lot more of the video games. And right here where we get like a little bit of a comparison with the old one, I like the old one's coat better, but I like some stuff on this new one a lot better. Like, I like the hair color. I like some of the shin guards only because it has a good representation to the X-Men versus Street Fighter. So this one right here on the left, I wish they would have just done the same color coat, because it definitely looks like that X-Men versus Street Fighter artwork Where I feel like the first version looks like the MVC2 artwork. It just has like a more metallic blue, like on his like shin guards and stuff. And that's this new one has like a more kind of almost, it looks kind of cell shaded, kind of, it has like that, definitely has like that vibrant blue on it. So two different versions, but I feel like you can mix and mash like kit bash together like the best one. And yeah, like I said, this one has like, since it has like more matte paint, I don't know, I feel like that pink and that blue just looks a little bit better, now that I kind of look at them side by side. But I would probably just mix and match them because I don't like the coat on this new one. It's just like, the fuck is that, dude? It's like, what is that? Like even the CT Toys got the coat color correctly, so I would probably just get a CT Toys, bootleg, and then just take the coat off and throw it on that. Or if I have this old one, I could just, I don't know, I wouldn't want to fuck with that one though. So I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of weird to kind of put this back out there with like a different paint job, and I'm thinking they're gonna do the same thing with the Wolverine, the Cyclops. The blue on that Tiger Stripe Wolverine was always off. Now I think they're gonna redo that shit. Since they saw the Hasbro MVC2 Wolverine, they're like, all right, fuckheads, get ready. We're repainting our shit. And I think they're gonna give it a more like matte, not so metallic-y blue. And I think they're gonna redo that Cyclops. I think that Cyclops is getting a reissue, but I think they might get around to doing like a repaint on that. Maybe I think the yellow on that Mafex is a little bit off now. But I think they might tweak around the colors on some of these previously released X-Mans, and we'll probably be seeing more like kind of video game color correction and stuff, especially since they're noticing that Bandai and Hasbro are fucking eating right now with the Gamerverse stuff. I think they want a slice of that pie, man. So can't be mad at that, man. So we'll see that. And then speaking of Capcom, looks like Storm Arena already getting around to the repaints. We got a fucking Player 2 Ryu, Player 2 Ken. I believe these are going to be exclusive to Wonder Festival. So just right around the corner, man. Be seeing some of these. I think I'm good on any fucking repaints from Storm Arena, but they got to get their money's worth out of these molds. But I feel like they're selling so fucking well that they're getting their money's worth regardless. The one miss here, though, it's not so much of a miss because it does kind of have different head sculpts, right? So I don't know. Maybe that's a way for people to, entice people into going in for these. Because yeah, I just kind of noticed that open mouth head sculpt on that cannon. I don't think the first one had it, because yeah, it didn't have it. It just had kind of two smirking faces almost, and that was kind of a big turn on for me on that one. I was like, man, they should have gave us like a action packed head sculpt, and I didn't think that they would do the same thing that Jada Toys has done. So all right, motherfuckers, fair play. You got me. might have to go in for this Ken, because yeah, that screaming head sculpt, that open mouth head sculpt, I like that. I would want to use that. Kind of gives it more like battle pose, get some more battle pose ready, Where the Ryu, I don't know. I think I'm good on the Ryu because that fucking headband is different color. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna want to throw that on my previous one, but this Ken looks pretty. Oh fuck, I don't know. That band in his hair might be off too. So yeah, these guys could probably go fuck themselves. I'll probably pass on these. They're not gonna be able to pull it off just like Jada, man. They should have just done exactly what Jada did. They should have thrown that first release color, extra head sculpts, and these, and then bam, you would have got people to buy them. But this motherfucker's gonna have that purple band through his hair. No fucking way, no fucking how am I buying this shit? So thanks Storm Arena. So I'll be seeing those at Wonder Festival, and man, I'm fucking Street Fighter the fuck out, bro. No more companies, please, no fucking more, please. Enough is enough. Like, dude, Kyoto's doing it, Bandai's doing it, Jada's doing it, Storm Arena's doing it, fucking third parties are doing it. Enough. We've had enough. We've had our fix, guys. Like, this is just too overkill, man. It's like 52 toys. There's other stuff out there, and I know they recently teased out like Captain Commando and a few other things from like these other fighting games. It's like, dude, show that stuff off. And I know this is Street Fighter 6. I know, Jada isn't doing this and Stormy isn't doing that, but fuck, dude, I don't need a million Ryus in my collection. I don't need a million Chun-Li's. Like, please, guys, even though Chun-Li's thicker than a Snicker, baby. Like, dude, I just recently saw that Rebel Tech posed out. I was like, yo, whoa. I was like, holy cow. I was like, damn. I see the proportions on that figure when it went for pre-order. Like, holy smokes. Yo, this Chun-Li got the cake, bro. Like, god damn. And that's saying a lot for Chun-Li because she always got it. But man, I was like, damn. Hips don't lie. And I guess in Street Fighter 6, you get like a classic costume there as a skin or whatever. That's pretty cool. But enough, man. Please, please, companies. Like, enough is a fucking enough. We don't need more Street Fighter. I remember there was like a dry spell for like the longest time, like after Bandai kind of just stopped making Figuarts. It's like nobody even got near this shit. Now everybody's making this shit. It's like, oh fuck, man. Every time I see a Street Fighter figure from another company, I'm just like, fucking pass. I'm waiting on that third party one though. I'm talking shit, but I'm waiting on that third party one from I forget the name of the company. Oh, I had it on the tip of my tongue, but Kokan Studios or some shit, or Jokan. I forgot. It's on 5K Toys, but yeah, I'm waiting for that one. I think I was hitting pretty soon, but yeah, after that, I think I'm just gonna stick to the Jada stuff and some of the Storm Arena stuff, pick and choose. But I'm just Street Fighter the fuck out, man. But from 52 Toys, looks like we're getting this Predator sculpted out by Yoshi. And dude, this guy gets around to sculpting out some pretty gnarly looking stuff, man. This Predator looks freaking awesome, bro. Like this shit, this is what I'm talking about. 52 Toys. Don't do this stuff. Do this stuff. We want to see this stuff because yeah, this dude recently sculpted out an alien xenomorph figure. And that shit looks off the hook. Like, I'm waiting for that. That shit looks awesome. But this Predator itself looks pretty cool too. And you can really distinguish this guy's sculpt work, man. It has like these really, like, it just has like this like killer like line work and stuff. It almost has like the same kind of design on a lot of his stuff. Like, if you've ever seen his Evangelion, his Godzilla, this is a Xenomorph that went over pre-order not too long ago. That looks awesome. I can't wait for this shit. But yeah, it's like really kind of a signature design for him. And yeah, I'm really interested to see what's up with this stuff from 52 Toys because I don't really have anything from them. I know they've done like these like little transformers, like they almost look like little cubes that transform into stuff. It kind of cool looking, but it kind of seemed like more fidgety. But yeah, this stuff right here is off the hook. I just like the designs of it. Like, it looks fucking badass. It's like one thing that I always regret is I never got like a lot of these like Predators from NECA. Like, they had like the Snake Predator, all these like different versions of them and shit. And I've seen like collections where they have all of them, and I'm like, man, that shit looks so awesome. People even pop and swap for those. They'll like give them different armor. They'll 3D print armor and stuff and just like really trick them out. And I'm like, man, that looks so sick. I've always regretted not going deep into that line. I only got that first movie Predator from them, and then I got the MEZCO one that came out also. So I got those pretty much the same. And then I got that Feral Predator also from NECA that is fucking awesome. Also, I like that one, but completely different design. Well, not completely different, but it's very different. That Feral Predator. But this right here, this looks fucking sick. I want to pair this up right there with that Xenomorph. Yeah, this looks awesome. Yeah, like Brick saying, Yoshi's a beast. Yeah, really fucking like really gets a lot of props every time he puts on any kind of work. I always see a lot of people talk about his work and stuff. Like I think recently he kind of showed off a Godzilla. And yeah, I'm waiting for the Xenomorph. And then also from 52 Toys, looks like they're gonna make this Prometheus motherfucker. And man, these movies are so fucking dumb. I was like, man, I remember when I first saw this shit. Was Prometheus that first one? I was like, is this fucking related to Alien or what the fuck is this? This is so weird. I wasn't a fan of this shit. And yeah, I don't know. Figures of this, I don't know. Maybe you can kind of army build them and shit, just kind of fuck these dudes up. But I wasn't a fan of these movies at all. But I'm definitely waiting for this like Yoshi work and stuff. So waiting on the Xenomorph and waiting to see when this Predator goes live. Cause yeah, that's a day one pre-order right there. But the Prometheus stuff, I'm good on. I got the Xenon pre-order. The Predator's day one for me. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I just said. Day one, man. That's sick. It just looks so good. Oh yeah, the Kokan. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, cocaine. That's why I remember the name too. But yeah, this looks awesome. Yoshi next level. Yeah, it looks so sick, man. Because like I said, it just kind of stylizes them a bit, but it's like just that scope work. Like I said, with all the lines and stuff, it looks fucking alien. You know, it looks like it doesn't come from this fucking planet. So really, really enjoy the shit that he does. Because that Eva Unit 1, it's like a statue, but it just looks so sick. It's like, man, it looks like it's a fucking biological thing. It doesn't look like it's a fucking robot or anything like that, which the Ava units are kind of. So it kind of does give it that fucking flair to it. And yeah, this looks crazy, crazy. So be waiting on that. Does that Predator come with a helmet? I think so, because from what I understood, I was like, I got both of these images, and yeah, this was like the first one. And then I believe this is just the same figure, just without the helmet. So comes with it, and I think without it. And I don't know, the helmet itself looks pretty badass, but just without it, I think it looks sick as fuck. 'Cause like I said, you really get to look at like the sculpt work on his head and shit. Like that looks great. So we'll see. And I kind of want to see them in hand too, just kind of see like what kind of paint work it is, or like how it looks in light and stuff. Because all we got so far is kind of just like these rendered out images. And I think last year at Wonder Festival, he had the xenomorph like in a booth, but it looked like it was just grayscale. So I wasn't 100% sure if that was the color of it or if it was just like a prototype unpainted. I got a few of Yoshi's original Gashapon figures. Didn't really know his stuff till a friend told me about those. Okay, yeah, those little, they look kind of like owls and shit, huh? I've seen some of those. They look really cool. They should let Yoshi do take on those engineers too. Wonder what they would have looked like. Yeah, like I said, you can really kind of distinguish his work some of the times, but yeah, with these, I wonder how he would have kind of tweaked them around. It definitely wouldn't have had such an armory look to it. I think it would have looked like, because yeah, this shit looks like armor, but it looks kind of like biological, but his shit would have looked like more, I think more bio like. So I don't know, but yeah, these are a pass for me. But I'm waiting on that Predator though. That shit looking awesome. Cause yeah, this thing looks tough as fuck, man. So we'll see this at Wonder Festival. Maybe we see a preview to it. And speaking of Wonder Festival, it looks like a lot of companies are putting out teasers. So UP Fingers, UPF, putting out a little teaser for more Arkham stuff. So probably be seeing more of this like Batman universe that they got cooking up. Pretty dope. I'm still waiting on my Batman. I can't wait to get my hands on that. And then Game of Thrones coming from this line that makes these like ancient Chinese warriors. I believe these guys go by. Let me get the proper name to it, but I've seen in the past. I've never watched Game of Thrones, guys. I've never watched it, man. I've heard nothing but good things except for that last season. This is a Yuan Culture collab with Kong Ling's Toys. So 112 cloth goods Game of Thrones line announced. And then yeah, I just kind of put these referencing out what they've previously done. So look like pretty good soft goods fucking figures to me, you know. So I know a huge amount of people watch Game of Thrones and stuff, and I know there's a lot of fans to it. So Jon Snow figure around the corner? Shit. Might see what's up with it, man. So shit. Everybody gets their Bella Ramsey figure now and shit. So we'll see that. That's pretty interesting, man. But yeah, I've never watched Game of Thrones, man. I've always heard pretty interesting stuff about it, but I just never partaken in it myself. And then from Noda Collection, looks like officially licensed Lord of the Rings line. So yeah, we got Legolas right here and Aragorn. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm down for this, man. I had to jump out of that Hellcat line because yeah, that Aragorn, that last release that they put out didn't really look the greatest. I like their Great Wizard. Like I like the Wizard. He looked dope as fuck, and I got that one. Pretty happy with it, but yeah, I want to see officially licensed stuff, man, because I think these guys putting off a Gandalf might be a lot better. But since I already got that Great Wizard, it's like, would I get another one? I don't fucking know. Maybe I'll get the white. Maybe I'll get the white. But these two guys for sure. I'm waiting for the quintessential Lord of the Rings line. I think Noda's gonna be the ones. And then also Blades of the Guardian. I think this line is called. So it looks like Noda is putting out another line from just like these more I don't know. I wouldn't want to say Asian type warriors, but I guess that's what I gotta label them as. I hate to label stuff, guys. But yeah, it looks like I think it's what it's called, Blades of the Guardians. Yeah, it looks like it's another like a cloth goods line that it can definitely fit on a lot of stuff that they've previously put out. They've done like Journey to the West figures and different types of Ronin figures, and yeah, even if you want to kit bash some of this stuff, like I said in the past, I have that Rurouni Kenshin figure, and let me see if I can get it off my shelf. Hold on. Where the fuck is this shit at? Yeah, here it is. Yeah. These guys were the ones that did. These guys were the I've showed this off before, but I was just kind of have it. These guys were the ones that did that Hugh Jackman Logan figure. And I just kind of kit bashed the Logan head sculpt on the Rurouni Kenshin body. It gives me like a Ronin Wolverine. It's like live action, but I got the bloody version. And I was like, man, it shit just looks way better with the fucking Logan head sculpt. But it's like, fuck, now I don't have a Rurouni Kenshin figure, but this shit is sick. I always like the look to this shit. And I was like, fuck, I should have got another body. But yeah, now you get kind of, maybe I'll get this body and I'll put a Logan head sculpt on it. So I get like another Ronin Wolverine. I could get my Rurouni Kenshin back. Cause yeah, these guys kill it with some stuff like this, man. They're soft goods, they're weapons. They just look dope as fuck, So yeah, I might have to see what's up with this, man. I believe this is one of 4 figures that they previewed out. I think it was like a silhouette image of them, and I think this is the first one. So yeah, trying to look at my notes right now. I'm like, fuck, I forgot where I put all my bookmarks. But yeah, pretty cool, interesting looking head sculpt. But like I said, I think I would just mix and mash or kit bash some of this stuff. From a manhua. What the fuck? Did I read that correctly? But yeah, like I said, the detail on the weapons, man. Look at that, bro. Like that looks really fucking good, man. And what was that 3-pack that came out, the enveloped Yamamoto 3-pack? That was a killer fucking 3-pack. They came with all kinds of cool shit. I really regret passing up on that shit. That shit was dope. I picked up, I think, a couple of the single ones. Like I picked up the single Monkey King, and it was like the Monkey King, and then I think that it was like a blue samurai one, and I picked those 2 up single, but I fucking regret not getting that pack, because that shit had like a lot of cool shit in it, man. That's Chinese equivalent of manga. Oh, is it manhua? There you go. Learn something new every day, baby. Move Toys had a body and a wife beater last year. They'll probably show off a Wolverine this year, or 6-inch plus. Okay, shit. Yeah. I know the Medi Toys, dude. It's a Medi Toys. They put like that fucking Logan head sculpt on it, and on that big ass, like huge ass fucking beefy body that they put out not too long ago. I'll be down for it, man. I always wanted that MEZCO Wolverine, but I was like, fuck that Ronin Wolverine. But I was like, yeah, that shit was like crazy in the aftermarket. So I just kind of kit bash my own shit. This shit's dope though, guys. Come on, give me props for this shit. But now I just have like a fucking suited body without a head, and then I have a fucking, well, not without a head. I just put the other head on it, but this head sculpt with the fucking expression on it was badass. But I wanted like another Rurouni Kenshin figure. Because yeah, that live action Rurouni Kenshin that they did was pretty good. And it sold out. I was like, fuck, I should have bought 2 of these fucking things. I don't know why I didn't. Because it had like a bloody battle damage, then it had just like a clean one. I kind of want to get the clean one, because yeah, I actually like that live action Rurouni Kenshin shit. That shit was good. Probably both are making a Wolverine. Damn, Racing got the info, baby. Shit, we gotta see. We gotta wait to see, man. Danghua, the equivalent of anime, Chinese word for animation. Mucha danghua. My students hit me to all sorts of cool danghua. There you go. My man, break something, getting the info from the youth, baby. More previews though for Wonder Festival. It looks like this new company called Shine, I think it goes by. So we get Michelangelo's David fucking statue, an articulated action figure of it. And I gotta say, dude, this shit looks fucking good, man. I know Figma is kind of doing like famous sculptures and paintings and stuff, like the Mona Lisa. They're even doing like stuff from like movies. They got like the Columbia Pictures like fucking lady that holds up that torch. I think that's a lady, right? And then I think they're doing like different kind of like famous artwork from around the world too. I don't know if I've seen them do Michelangelo's David, but this company right here looks like they're doing it. And the one thing that's really standing out to me right here is just obviously the articulation, but look how good it looks, man. Like this butterfly joint, like they're showing how when it comes out, you see all the muscles that come out as well. It's not like a fucking, it's like a really deep butterfly cut, but it just looks so seamless even when you move that arm up. Right here in the torso as well, you get all these like, you get like this wicked ab crunch, this huge diaphragm cut, but look how good it looks, man. It's like, damn, this thing is looking seamless throughout, and it's just really impressive. Where you would think if you're gonna cut it up so much, there's gonna be huge gaps, and it's not gonna probably crunch down as forward or be able to do this. But just showcasing this articulation is pretty impressive, man. Especially for a company I've never heard of before. I think it's fairly new. I think it only started popping up this week in anticipation for this festival coming up. So yeah, probably gonna see more of this, but yeah, I might have to lock this up because yeah, talk about an iconic statue. The only thing missing is a little peepee, but yeah, maybe they might give us a little accessory you kind of pop on there. I wouldn't mind. It's accurate, baby. I don't care. Then you get some sneakers for them, so you get some shoes for them, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, you look at all these fucking look at the fucking the rock on hands and all that shit, rock and roll hands and stuff. That's awesome. You get trigger fingers, you can get fucking get this fool gathered up and shit. That's pretty dope. The pointing fingers, you pointing down there. So yeah, this is pretty cool, man. Like I'm digging this. This looks really good actually. But yeah, since it's a new company, I don't know when this goes up for pre-order or anything like that, but it looks like they have this thing really fine-tuned when it comes to the articulation. Like even like those double joints on the elbows. Like I like how that looks, dude. That looks really good, man. Because dude, I've seen like these like companies with like these double jointed elbows and shit, and it doesn't look good at all, bro. Like especially the inside of the elbow, you just see like these ugly, ugly fucking joints. It just doesn't look good, man. If you're gonna do a double jointed elbow, you gotta make sure that inside of the elbow looks on point, bro. Because yeah, take a look at some fucking K-stars that recently went up and look at the inside of those elbows. They look fucking hideous. Where right here, this looks fucking seamless throughout, man. Like this just looks incredible. So yeah, wait to see when this goes up. But so far so fucking good. Like man, they really showed out with this. Honestly, they're showing everything you really need to do with this shit. So hopefully it's put together really well, because like I said, since it does have all these like articulation points and stuff, that'll probably be a little bit of a concern. But yeah, even down to like the thigh swivel and stuff. Look at that, like that fucking muscle like into the thigh, like when that turns, it doesn't cut that up. I like that. I like how all that stuff looks. So let me seeing this, man. Be seeing this. Hopefully they use this type of body for other stuff, man. Because not only this, looks like Whale Toys, I think, or Whale Wind Toys, also putting out another blank body. So it looks like a lot of companies are really showing out with like blank bodies. Last week we took a look at the Romankey big guy body. And then this one as well. You could definitely use this for like a body swap, maybe for like soft good Spider-Man that you might have. Maybe it doesn't move as well. Or just kit bash your own stuff, throw some soft goods on this, maybe get like a third party head sculpt that you want to kind of put on there, maybe paint this one up yourself, who knows. But I feel like companies are definitely providing a lot of stuff for like customizers and stuff to kind of get creative. But like I said, I don't really partake in too much customizing myself, so a lot of times I pass on these blank bodies, but it is impressive to see. My man Darchi in the building says that Michelangelo looks tight. Yeah, it looks really fucking good. But yeah, it fucking threw me off. I was like, Michelangelo. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, and then more stuff from Wonder Festival. Looks like we get a preview to this Burning Souls line from I think Dark Crown Toys. I think they recently put out a couple of figures. Not recently, but I think they're hitting right now on 5K Toys is that Dark Crown or Burning Souls line that they put out. I didn't pre-order them myself, but I know that they did do like 1/6 figures in the past, and they look really cool. They look really dope, but I don't know, just something about them that I was like, I probably pass on these, man. If they're available when they come out, then yeah, maybe I'll take a second look at them. but they were really hyped up. And yeah, it looks like they got more stuff coming out, so we only get like a little bit of a back shot. Hey, pause to this dude, but he's looking pretty cool, man. He's looking pretty cool, so we got to see. um don't you need a blank body for Logan? There you go. Now we're talking. I need a Rurouni Kenshin, man. That's what I need. I want my Rurouni Kenshin back. So I need this body back. I want companies to just start giving us figure heights. 112 doesn't mean anything. I want to know what it will look like with the stuff I own. Yeah, I think that's always like one of the things that I look at the most when I look at reviews. Like, I especially like when D Amazing does like a review, I just like that he'll put like Mythic Legion, Marvel Legend, all that stuff. Some of the times I just fast forward to that part, and then I'll let like his photography play at the end. Is he gets down with that photography, his like classic music. Dun, dun, dun. It's always been the same. I just enjoy that part too. But I like just seeing like how it scales and stuff, and then yeah, obviously you see it from the solicitations, like how well it moves, and I want to kind of do that myself when I get the figure. But yeah, a lot of times I definitely want to see like what it scales with, but some of the times that's not like a complete deal breaker for me anyway. As long as it's not super fucking tiny or not like humongous, if it's in the same kind of vicinity, it's fine. But yeah, I know what you mean, because yeah, sometimes this says like 112. This motherfucker might be 7.5 inches tall for all I fucking know. So that is always got a wait and see kind of thing. And then also from D1 Studio, we got more of this. I don't even know what the fuck this line is called, but everybody was digging the figure that these guys put out. What was the name of that motherfucker? That little kid with the dragon helmet and shit. I forgot about that shit, but I didn't pre-order it myself, but I saw a lot of people really digging it, man. That I completely forgot about what it was called. D1 Studio. What was the name of that little fucker, man? I know you guys pre-order that shit. Don't lie to me, bro. Don't lie to me. Fuck, I was trying to get the name of it. Oh, Blackhorn. There you go. The Blackhorn. Yeah, that little little fucking gorillas looking dude. That's what it reminded me of. You know, that the gorillas and shit, that fucking band and stuff. Kind of reminded me of that animation. And then yeah, that figure itself was cool too, but I was just like, it wasn't really kind of like my liking and stuff, especially because the scale on that one too was just a little bit bigger than like what I kind of would have wanted to scale with. But it did have an interesting design to it. Definitely had like it's a kind of unique touch. I like that it wasn't like I said, you see like all this other stuff and it just looks too realistic. This definitely was like a stylized character. So another one in the line that I'm sure people are really gonna dig, because yeah, when I did take a look at that Blackhorn, I was like, yeah, this shit poses like crazy. It does has like good posing, soft goods, and like I said, like the stylized look to it is probably the highest selling point to me. It definitely looked like something you don't really see too often. You know, it wasn't like a fucking Ronin and shit, like cloth goods Ronin character, like boring. Patiently waiting for one of these third-party companies to make a super stylized Silver Surfer, one to end all. There you go. Shit, you can even paint this guy all silver. Fuck it. You know, that'd be awesome. But you're right, dude. Like that's right fucking there. Like that's low hanging fruit that I'm surprised nobody has done that. But that's a good idea right there. That would make sense since you wouldn't need to do much for Silver Surfer. Yeah, exactly. You can get one of these blank bodies and paint the motherfucker silver. Like you gotta just make sure the silver's paint is good. It's not gonna chip, man. But yo, more previews. Wonder Festival around the corner with Fury Toys, the Legends. Looks like it's an all-female line, from what I understand. So we got the silhouette images of Athena, Freya, and Cleo. So I believe the first one that I think 5K Toys is already previewing out is Freya. So I think this is going to be the first one we see. Pretty cool looking, just based off these like silhouettes and stuff, and like this really dark image of Freya. Looks pretty cool. I like the look of that head sculpt. The hair looks a little interesting. Might hinder some of the articulation, but knowing these guys, they're probably going to give us maybe some kind of engineering for the hair, maybe obviously different head sculpts, but it looks pretty cool. But I'm still waiting for these guys to put up those fucking dwarves, man. They previewed out some dwarves last year and it still hasn't gone up for pre-order. They had like fucking really cool designs to them. Like I like the look of those dwarves a lot more than like Mythic Legions and stuff. Even though I just gave props to that Legacies of Mythos one, their shit was looking pretty on point, man. So gotta wait to see that. But yeah, looks like another line around the corner. Not gonna be too long before we get to see some of these previews in plastic prototype form. And then also Accessory Studio also going to be at Wonder Festival, and it looks like they got a couple of stuff that they showed off this week, starting with this big alligator looking motherfucker. And I gotta say, man, this is probably one of my favorite anthropomorphic lines. I've been buying all their stuff. I think honestly that's probably why I'm gonna hold off on that Medi Toys, that big Taurus looking dude, because I already got the accessory ones. I got both of those ones, the Thalos and the I got the name of the motherfuckers. I can't remember them to save my life. And then I got this big horn, big red guy. I got that one. I got that fucking Balathu, fucking saber tooth tiger one. And then I'm gonna get this goddamn crocodile. So shit. Omar, did you score McFarlane's Scarecrow? Yes, I did. Yes, I fucking did. Like an idiot, I missed the Catwoman the next day or later on that week from the Batman Returns, but the Scarecrow, I did lock it up, baby. I did. I had to get that one, man. I could not miss that one, man. Darth G saying, Omar, did you go to LA Comic Con this weekend? Fuck no. Fuck that. Go around a bunch of smelly ass nerds, anime geeks. Nah, I didn't, man. But I was watching people vlogging that shit. It should just look like fucking La Boo Boo City. That's what that looked like. I don't know. I didn't really see too much cool shit out there from the vlogs that I saw people taking, but I don't know. I'm sure people had a blast. I don't know. Get around to going to that shit. But yo, back to this. This big alligator looking dude is looking tough, man. So I am gonna lock this up. This looks pretty cool. Like I said, it'll go right in line with like the anthropomorphic figures that I got. And yeah, that'll look pretty dope. You know, they got the best articulation, but for what I need these big hulking motherfuckers to do, it's good enough. You know, I like this picture right here where he's just grabbing this motherfucker's head, and look at the other dude. He's like, "Oh fuck, we're dead." He's like, "What that head do, bitch?" So yeah, this looks pretty awesome, man. It's got the articulated jaw, so it's pretty cool. You know, it doesn't need an extra head sculpt. And I don't know if this is the whole accessory spread, but Hardfast is asking. I wonder if those accessories come off that croc. I think they do. I think, yeah, you just pop the torso off and you probably, take them all off, but I don't know. You can definitely use this for like I said, I like using these for like just a made up TMNT line that I have. Like I have like those Fury Toys TMNT figures. Man, this looks like a good leatherhead for those guys to fight, So I think that's pretty cool. Like that's why I said this is like one of my favorite anthropomorphic lines. This and the Fury Toys. I think I'm sticking to those guns, and like so far it hasn't really steered me wrong. You know what though? The last one that I got was that Balathu, that saber-tooth tiger one. The thing that I didn't like was the torso on mine would pop off like really easy, where the bull guys and the big red horn guy didn't have that issue. So I was like, fuck. I was like, man, I wanted to email 5K Toys to see if I could get another one, but I was just like, whatever, fuck it, who cares? I was like, maybe I could fix that with some kind of super glue or some shit, because I didn't want to do that because like the ball joint in the waist, it like would pop off like the bottom torso, and then the ball joint itself, like connected to the upper torso, was really tight. So I think I gotta like put some shock oil in that, and it will kind of loosen it up. And when I kind of peg it back into the bottom half, I don't think it will pop off so easily. But I never got around to doing that. I just forgot. Till now. Until fucking now, man. Damn, Omar, don't join Team Labubu. Fuck no, bro. Like, I see people with those fucking things on them and they look like fucking retards. Omar shills Labubu. Dude, no. But jumping back to the accessory stuff, looks like they also putting up some more barbarians. So we got these two mean ass looking motherfuckers, and I gotta say, these guys look pretty badass, man. I haven't really dipped my toe into a lot of the accessory stuff outside of the anthropomorphic figures, but I did pre-order that female figure that they had not too long ago with like the fur around her and shit. She looked really badass. I forgot the name of her, Hildir or something. I forgot. And then these two dudes are looking pretty tough as well. I like the accessories that they come with. And then we just took a look at the Savage Crucible Barbarian guys that they got going up for Wonder Festival as well. Yeah, these would look kind of cool, maybe in the same kind of group or something, or just within that same kind of shelf that you might be building out with like just these barbarian types. I think it look cool as fuck. I like the designs on them. Like obviously the helmets and stuff are a little bit different from one another. I like this one though, the one with the fucking that bear thing over his head. Like that looks fucking awesome. Like that just looks cool, man. You need to have more of that stuff. You need to get more of that stuff on different kind of figures. And the incorporation of soft goods, it's like, yeah, that looks like a fucking bear's like fucking, hair and shit on, draped over him. So that looks awesome. You got the bear claw around his fucking shoulder, like a pauldron. Like that looks fucking mean as fuck, dude. It's like bear dude. And then this guy just looks standard barbarian looking guy, but pretty cool as well, So definitely be cool to have him as like a 2-pack or just side by side with each other would look really awesome. And then jumping over to Loose Collector, also going to be at Wonder Festival. It looks like we get a preview to the Chupacabra, another preview that we got. So early prototype. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty fucking cool, honestly. I'm down with this. I'm down to get at least one, It's just like I only need one of these little fuckers. Fucking goat fucker. And then right here next to that G.I. Joe Classified series, a little scale. Pretty good size, Shit. It's like not too small, not too large. Where this is the sweet spot for it. I would imagine this thing to be around the same height. So yeah, it looks pretty cool, and all the articulation that this got packed into this shit looks pretty nice. I'm just kind of nervous about that like that hind leg, like that joint right there. That shit might get fucking loose. But if the prototype looks like it's plopped up pretty good, then yeah, I would hope that's not super loose over time. And then yeah, I would just be happy to just get one. I don't really need 3 of these guys, but one is good. And I wonder what the price is going to be since it's not super large. I will hope it's not fucking like over $100, but who knows. And then these Dogmen. So these Dogmen also coming out. Probably gonna see more of these previews at Wonder Festival. And yeah, you get a little height comparison to the G.I. Joe Classified series. This motherfucker is big. So I hope this Chupacabra is like in that $30-$40 price point, and then this fucker I can imagine probably like in that 80 price point. So probably get more information coming around the corner this week. So gotta wait for that. And then Ladu Toys Mystic Land line is continuing as well. So we get more of these. You want anthropomorphic figures? This is what I'm talking about, anthropomorphic figures. You know what? As I'm talking about this shit, I actually forgot it. I have this shit on my shelf on my desk. I actually got this also this week. I got it from 5K Toys. And I actually had it in stock. And I was waiting on this shit. I was like, fuck, I was waiting on it from, I forgot where. Fuck, I wonder where accessories fell. I was waiting on it from, I think, Hobby Genki, dude. And I think it was them or Nin. And I was like, dude, where the fuck is this goddamn pre-order? Like, this shit has been up since like August. And I emailed them or I messaged them and I was like, yo, where's this at? They're like, oh, it's going to be the end of August. Okay. And then September came around and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this at? Oh, it's going to be the end of September. Okay, give me my money back. It's like, fuck you. I don't want in my pre-order. It's like, nah, man, you're going to dick me around. So yeah, I got my money back. And then around that same time, 5K Toys got their stock. So I was like, oh, maybe I would have just waited. But I just pre-ordered it from 5K Toys. So yeah, they got this Mystic Land line coming out. And yeah, it looks pretty interesting. You got a little mouse girl. You got another little wolf fox girl, tiger girl. And I believe this is a dragon, I think I want to say. So I don't know. But like I said, ever since One Piece, I've not looked at furries the same way after that, man. It's like, hey, these guys are actually pretty cool. So yeah, they got a mink tribe in that anime and shit. Ever since that, I was like, hey, these guys are not too bad, man. So I'm gonna actually partake in some of these furry action figures. And yeah, it's not too bad. Like, I don't know. I like the figure, but man, her fucking tail is just so fucking heavy. It just like really weighs this shit down. But I don't know. These other designs look a little bit more user friendly. Like even her right here on the right looks like that's like another version of her, and it looks like her tail has been chopped off a bit. So probably gonna be easier to balance out and stuff. And then these ones look pretty cool too. I don't know. Kind of interested to see what's up with them. And then Snail Shell also coming out with an exclusive. So we got Sun-Kissed version of Irene, I think her name is. I forget the name of these chicks. Who cares? Who the fuck cares? And then Angela the Angel. Holy fuck, guys. Like, talk about good use for a silicone body. Like, god damn, bro. Oh man, every time they put out previews, I'm just like, holy fuck, what are we in store for here? And after seeing this, I gotta say, I gotta get back to going to church, man. I gotta get myself in heaven. I don't want to miss out. I was like, yo, man, I gotta go over there and fucking confess my sins, bro. I gotta live life correctly. I don't wanna miss out in the eternal life. Oh man, just imagine, bro, heaven really is this. And I think it might be, guys. I mean, why would it be anything different, right? It's just like, dude. Oh man. Dude, honestly, I'm not overly religious or anything like that, but I do believe in heaven. I believe heaven is like the best version of any place for yourself. And why would this not be heaven for you? It's like anywhere you would want to be in the world or forever for eternity. I think that's going to be heaven. And I don't know, man. I can't think of a better place I'd want to be. But yeah, these guys are really talking this thing up as far as the body goes, because obviously with the legs around this like little, I don't know what the hell that you would call that around her thigh, but you get like a thigh swivel right there. And I believe the rest of the legs are plastic. Obviously, you can kind of tell with the double joints on the knees, but the majority of the body's silicone. They were kind of really showcasing just like the work around it and how, yeah, the alloy frame underneath is definitely going to hold up over time. But it's just this like lower body, and obviously like the upper leg part, the buttocks area, that's going to be all silicone. And I think that's pretty cool. It's not going to cut up anything. It's going to allow for great ab crunch and stuff, moving the body forward, moving it backward. And yeah, that looks pretty cool, honestly. Like, I'm down with that. I don't think I'm gonna be happy with it all silicone, but if it's just that, that's perfectly fine. And obviously at her breastisis, that's where it kind of cuts up in the waist right there. So probably have like an articulation point around the back of it, because yeah, you can kind of see it right here underneath her breastisis is probably going to be like where it pegs in. And then like I said, at those thigh swivels and stuff, that's going to be where it pegs in right there. And I think that's all plastic, which is fine with me. I'm down with it. And then obviously the articulated wings look pretty cool too. Those are pretty good looking angel wings, man. It's a nice pair of wings. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man, honestly. And shit, if you need a fucking angel, you need a fucking nun, guys. So obviously these guys also putting out a couple exclusive. This is the Hasuki, I forget the exact name of this chick, but recently came out with a release. I think she has like grayish white hair, I want to say, and like a black jacket. And the design of this character actually looks pretty fucking cool. I actually got to take a double look at that figure that's on 5K Toys. I think it's in stock right now. This is the one with that fucking underboob showing and stuff, which is freaking awesome. But yeah, the design of this character is actually pretty cool. So this is the exclusive version. I believe it's just got like blonde hair and I think some tweak to like her costume or whatever. So it's pretty cool. It's got like a good spread of accessories, and yeah, I actually got to take a second look at that because it doesn't look bad at all, man. Remember when I first saw it, I got a little bit confused with the nuns. I was like, is this the snail shell one? I was like, oh, this is a Suki joint. And yeah, a lot of their figures really sell out pretty fast, so I didn't know this was still available. But then this exclusive also getting shown off. This one, like I said, with the blonde hair, looks pretty cool. So maybe I'll wait for this one. Maybe I'll take a second look at that first one, but I think this one looks cool as well. So yeah, like I said, you got none, you got angel. You guys going to heaven? You guys going to hell? Cause shit, after seeing the succubus bitch, that demonic bitch, is like, oh shit, sign me up. But this is a cool contrast to that, like I said, she got a nice pair of wings. And yeah, they articulate really well. Like, I like this pose right here on the left. Looks pretty cool. And then you could kind of split them, kind of give it that fucking Anja woman. What's the name of that Digimon fucking character? It reminded me of that. I was like, man, Angemon, is that the name of that shit? Or is that the dude? I know there was a dude and there was like a fucking chick. But yeah, I like the wings on that Digimon because they were you can kind of spread them into like 4 kind of, and this kind of has that same kind of look to it. So I did think that was really cool. So I believe this is going up for pre-order soon. I don't think it's gone up for pre-order yet. But yeah, like my man B, we were saying, yay. Yeah, this over Labubu's all day, guys. So don't buy Labubus. Dip your toe into some snail shell. Because yeah, you ain't gonna go wrong with this. And this, like I said, this is a pretty cool exclusive too. So it looks like the Winter Festival is gonna have its fair share of exclusives as well. And obviously previews for new stuff. Because if the exclusives look pretty cool, then you could already tell that the new reveals are gonna be just as cool. Man, so many reveals already, and Winterfest isn't here yet. It's going to be packed. Yeah, exactly. Kind of my thoughts exactly. It's like if they're already showing pretty cool stuff, it's like, bro, yeah, this shit's gonna be off the hook, man. So gotta wait to see that next week. And then guys gotta cleanse the palate a little bit, man. Clear our dirty little minds. Not too long ago, we saw this little teaser image for Omni Man, and it was from like a company I had never fucking heard of. I fucking had the name at the tip of my tongue right now. But I remember saying, you know what? I'm gonna wait for Jada Toys because they're already announced that they did the Invincible line. It's like I don't want to buy any other thing Invincible until this line comes out because odds are it's gonna be a banger of a line. And looking at this preview now, kind of in a full kind of lit up image, I gotta say this shit actually looks pretty fucking good, man. Like when I first saw this, I said, "Why are you guys doing this? Why don't you just reveal this fucking thing?" It's like nothing was getting shown off by any other company. You guys are third party, and I was always like, "Man, just show it off." But yeah, Zoom Rig 112 Omni Man, so or third party Omni Man. Obviously, that's why they're blurring that shit out. Um, it looks pretty fucking good, man. It's like, damn. And that was the one thing that I felt like Jada Toys kind of dropped the ball on. I really didn't think it so much, but I've been hearing chatter about that, about why they didn't give us Omni Man, why they didn't give us Invincible in his first costume. It just kind of seemed kind of odd. They gave us like his later costume. And it was like, why didn't you just give us Omni Man and Invincible? You were still gonna go deep in this line. People were still gonna buy it, but I don't know. I didn't think it was too much of a gripe, but like I said, they didn't show off Omni Man. You know, when they do, it's gonna be a banger. But man, if you can't wait, they dropped the ball not putting it out. If you can't wait, man, these guys might eat their lunch, man, because this looks pretty tight. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I like the head sculpt, the proportions look good. This looks like if Mafex ever did Invincible, this is what it would look like, honestly. Like the proportions on the body are good. I don't like that it's like too slim. I don't like that it's too yoked up, but pretty interesting from these guys. I don't know. It kind of caught my attention today when I was getting the slides because, yeah, when I first saw that blacked out image, I was like, it's just gonna look like shit. It's gonna look cheap as fuck. But after seeing it, I'm like, nah, this looks, like I said, this looks like an import quality Invincible line. So I don't know how deep these guys are gonna go because obviously, like I said, it's third party. Probably the one thing that I don't really like is like the articulated toes. You could kind of see that fucking like that hinge and shit, that little screw. I don't like that shit. So me fucking annoying as fuck. Always seeing that dot right there. But other than that, I thought this whole thing looked pretty awesome. So it hasn't gone up for pre-order yet, but I could definitely see this thing selling well. It's probably gonna pop up like on 5K Toys, Toysy Metaverse, and yeah, like I said, Jada Toys could have just put this figure out, snuffed out any competition, but now you're gonna allow these guys to eat. And they're probably gonna eat some of your profits too, man. Because if this thing is a banger in hand and it scales well with other stuff, it might take away sales from your Omni Man when you reveal that. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Looks like a Mafex design. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it screams to me like a Mafex. Like if they ever did this is exactly what it would look like. But I actually like the proportions on this better than like the Mafex Superman. Something about the Mafex Superman, like the cape, I just don't like how it fits into his like costume. This looks good. Like this looks really good. And yeah, like I said, the head looks on point. Doesn't look like it's too small. Something about the Mafex stuff that just doesn't look. It doesn't look right to me anymore. It just looks outdated. But this looks like if Mafex wanted to like evolve and stuff, it would kind of evolve into something like this. So yeah, interesting to see it though. Like I said, when I first saw that blacked out images, I was like, this shit is gonna look like complete shit. And I was completely wrong. So pretty cool. I don't know. I'm still gonna wait for Jada. But like I said, they're dumb. They're dumb not putting out. They should have put out the Omni Man and Invincible, and that's it. Don't show off anything else. You would have still had people buying all your shit up, man, you know? But now I don't think they're gonna put out another Invincible figure in the next wave. I don't think they're gonna put out Omni-Man in the next wave. Maybe Omni-Man. So might not be that long of a wait. But if these guys are already showing this thing off and it looks this good, it's like, fuck, you're gonna be at a disadvantage because odds are this is gonna have more accessories. And if they get around to showing off an Invincible also in the costume that everybody wants, then yeah, Jada Toys better fucking watch the fuck out, man. So fuck, that's always tricky to kind of see how you put out a wave, you know? Because yeah, you don't want other people eating your lunch, man. And then shit, like I said, eating your lunch. Buzzmod also putting out Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It looks like they got a Rebecca coming out. And I don't know, for my money, I think the Jada Toys is plenty fine. I haven't dipped into any of the Edge Runner stuff myself, but I actually do got to get around to buying them because yeah, it would be kind of cool to get the whole crew. Because yeah, Rebecca around the corner, I'm probably gonna get her first, and then I'll double back on David and Lucy. But this character is just so fucking cool. She just reminds me of like a classic cartoon character, just really rambunctious, super loud, super crazy, with fucking guns all the time. The one thing I don't like about this Buzzmon, and I never like about like Figmas and stuff, is just like the back of those knees, those fucking like balls just hanging out. It just looks so disgusting. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So that's probably the one thing holding this one back to me. And then the articulation right here on the torso, it looks, I don't know, it looks kind of funky, you know. I don't really know how well that's gonna move. And I remember seeing this Rebecca from Jada Toys in the booth at SDCC, but I didn't really focus in on it too much. Just kind of admire the whole line. But I didn't really get to see how that was like articulated. Did that have soft goods or not? Because I don't think it did, right? Because shit, these guys not doing the soft goods where Buzzmod usually does do soft goods. I don't know why they wouldn't attempt to do this like fucking jacket. I don't think it's that difficult to do, but since you're not doing it, that articulation and that torso better be on point. But just right here, it just looks kind of funky, you know. And then from the back too, it looks kind of fucked up as well. So definitely gonna have cool expressions to her and stuff, like for sure. I know Buzzmog gets around to doing some pretty cool accessories and stuff, but I think for my money, I think I'm plenty happy with Jada Toys price points. I think they're priced up around that $35 price point, where I could see this going up for like over $100. Where that's why I usually pass up on the Buzzmod stuff. It's just a little bit too overpriced for me. It's like the Demon Slayer line when it first came out. I thought those were fucking awesome, but they were all like $120, $130. I was like, fuck that. I'm buying all these, man. So shit, you gotta wait to see. But like I said, it's interesting to see Jada Toys' licenses and then other options that are out there. It's got to be difficult to like really put out good product versus other companies, you know, because it's like these other companies, they got probably more budget to throw into this stuff since they're over, you know, pricing them a lot higher. And then you got third party companies that aren't paying any licensing fee, so they could do whatever the fuck they want. So that's kind of an you know, difficult too to go up against. So I think they're holding their own. You know, obviously a lot of people are dipping into the Street Fighter stuff. Now you got all these other companies popping off with that. So, you know, that's taking a hit in their sales, but you got to wait to see. It has soft goods. Okay. So yeah, it looks like they ate these guys up then. So yeah, I'm gonna see what's up with that one. Cause yeah, there's things on this one that I just don't like. Like I said, look at the back of her knees, bro. You can even see them shit sticking out from right here from the front. It just doesn't look good, man. I hate that. I hate that on Figmas. I hate that on any figure that has that shit. It just looks disgusting, bro. Like it just looks so ugly. I hate that shit. All the Figmas that I have, I think even a couple of the Bandai Figuarts stuff that I have with those, like I forgot which one. I remember I had, it was like a Dragon Ball figure, I think. But yeah, I just don't like that shit. That's why I do like it when they do add this. Like they'll add like the bottom half. Like they'll just give you like extra pair of legs that are already kind of folded. So that's cool. I like that, you know, because you don't see any of the fucking articulation right there. You can kind of bend her knees and shit. Like that's interesting. That's cool. But I don't give them points for when they do articulate and the back of their fucking knees look like fucking like a Hot Wheel and shit. What a time to be a collector. Yeah, exactly. It's just This is like golden generation type of shit, I think, or a fucking renaissance for sure. Because I know the '80s had it popping off. And then a couple of fig warts. Looks like we get this fucking My Hero Academia villain, and like like I said, man, I don't watch My Hero Academia, bro. But fuck, finally, looks like they're finally getting a bad guy for these guys, because shit, it looks like it'd been nothing but heroes. So now we get a fucking super villain. We got Tomura Shigaraki, and I don't know, man. This dude actually looked kind of interesting. I actually did think it was interesting that they're incorporating soft goods right here, where I feel like they had to, because of that soft goods. It's so intricate with all the cuts. I think a plastic fucking like cloak would have just looks fucking hideous, absolutely hideous. So pretty interesting to see that they're going soft goods for this character in particular. But like I said, since I don't My Hero Academia, I'm guessing this guy's a big deal. Like I'm guessing, because I don't fucking have any idea. But yeah, like I said, it's interesting to see them like do give you a bad guy. I think the one thing that it just kind of bums me out, and I actually was listening to the ACBA podcast yesterday. These dudes are talking about that, is like, yeah, since they do so much, they gotta be really careful with the character selection, because if they fucking pick a character and nobody's buying, even the fans of that particular anime, that line is fucking dead in the water, man. And they're right. I haven't seen any Yu Yu Hakusho figures at fucking all. They did that Toguro like powered up. I didn't even buy it. I was like, fuck that. I'll wait until this shit goes on sale. And I think it dropped down to like $90. And I was just like, I'll wait till clearance is out. And I don't think I've seen it go lower than that. But I haven't seen any of the other Yu Yu Hakusho figures. And then Yusuke himself, he came out in a fucking dark tournament outfit, and it's like, bro, his iconic look is that school uniform, that green school uniform, and it's just like, why didn't you guys do that? Why did you guys give us like this later arc look? It's a hell of an arc. It's a really badass fucking tournament arc, but that line seems to be dead in the fucking water. Same thing with the Rurouni Kenshin line. It's just like they really fucked up those legs on that Kenshin figure, and nobody bought that thing. I didn't buy that shit. That shit looked hideous to me, and I love Rurouni Kenshin. We're right here. It looks like they're eating pretty good, and it looks like they've moved on from those animes. It's like, nah, let's just make the shit that's gonna sell to this current day. The Demon Slayer, the My Hero Academia, obviously the Dragon Ball Z is the bread and butter. One Piece is doing, fairly well. Naruto is doing fairly well, even though that's gone a little bit stagnant as well. But it's like, if they don't get the right character selection in there, it's bad. It's bad. So I would hope for the My Hero Academia fans, they're eating off of this, because shit, who knows? Any figure potentially could be the last fucking figure we see, and that's not good, man. Because they just do so many different fucking animes and different like animes and stuff. It's like, fuck, they always have to dance around, and then potentially that's it. You get two figures in an entire line, and then that's it. You don't get any fucking more, because nobody bought those two figures. But it ain't the people's fault. If you put out shit that nobody wants, you got to put out their iconic looks, I would imagine. So I don't know how much deeper this My Hero Academia line goes, but if this is the first bad guy and it's not a good bad guy, then it might be dead in the fucking water as well. So hopefully, like I said, the My Hero Academia fans are eating off of this shit, because yeah, just looking at their Instagram, this shit got 24,000 likes. That's a shit ton. Like, that's a lot, dude, for a lot of their stuff. Where you look at some of their Daima figures that I'm not even going to bring up on this fucking show, because you guys know my thoughts on Daima. I think it's terrible. 3,000 likes, and nobody's buying that shit. Don't make that shit. It's like, don't make that shit. Make the shit that's gonna sell, like this dude. So yeah, just looking at the comments, that's a must-have for me. Like, all these people are excited for this shit, so pretty cool. But then you get into the contrast to their licenses, and you get into something, as far as I know, completely new. I've never fucking seen this shit or heard of this shit, but To Be a Hero X, the mysterious and powerful hero X, joins SH Figuarts. I've never fucking heard of this shit in my fucking life, bro. You guys tell me, is this shit good? Because, like I said, I want more Yu Yu Hakusho figures. I don't want this shit. So whoever wants this shit, buy this shit. Because these motherfuckers need our money, and I ain't buying this shit. I want the shit I want. You know, I don't want diamond figures. I want them to go back to Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. Make the shit that's gonna sell. Don't make shit that's just the new hot thing. If nobody wants that shit, you know, just because it's gonna be the first one out with it. Because a lot of the times that's it. That's their high selling point. Is they're the first one out with it, man. Because yeah, any new anime that pops up, they're jumping on it right a fucking way, and they're pumping it out fast as fuck, you know. So the one thing here though, and like I said, this is what pisses me the fuck off, is their fucking suited pants legs. I always used to think they look like shit. I was like, oh, these things look like shit, especially on like their Ronin characters. It just looked like a transformer. Right here, this looks good. This looks like a good, like seamless knee articulation. Even on Homeboy over here, I was like, all right, cool. This looks good. They could have easily done that Yusuke figure, man. Like, what the fuck, guys? Come on, dude. Put out that green version. Get that line back and on and popping. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, bro. Like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but like, I know I'm passing on this. So I hope whoever does watch this is buying this, because like I said, they got to make money. And if you guys are putting out shit nobody wants, then fuck, you know, it's to the detriment of the other stuff. So hopefully people buy this stuff. Word SHF Hell's Paradise line came and left so fast. Yeah, exactly. Even that one, right? I forgot about that one. It's like, dude, that shit came before I even watched one episode of that shit. And this is what the guys on the ACBA podcast were talking about. Look at the Hunter line. They're killing that line so far. It's like they got Gon, they got fucking Killua, they got Kurapika, Leorio coming out next. That's what. Yes, give us a whole crew right a fucking way. Bam, you got them. You're getting them. Okay, cool. Look at the One Piece line, dude. It's like they haven't even gave us all the Straw Hats in one specific look or in any look. It's like, that's crazy, bro. That's insane, man. So it's like, instead of making this shit, and I don't know it, so it might be good, but it just, to me, it just seems like that new flavor of the month, that new shit. It's like, yeah, let's just put it out. Who cares? Just put it out, you know. Let's be first with it, because look at their fucking Dandadan line. That shit was complete shit. It's complete shit where Figma and Kyoto are eating their fucking lunch. It's like we get this Kyoto Okaroon, and this looks way better than the fucking Bandai one to me. That from what I understood, didn't even fucking move. And this one, obviously, with the more dynamic running poses, you know, Kyoto is gonna be able to hit that shit. Their Rebel Tech line. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, dude, because you guys are first all the time, it's like to the detriment of the quality of your figures, and it's to the detriment of your other lines. It's like the shit comes out with like 2 characters in the line, and that's it. Like, that's all you get. And I don't know. For me, I'm passing on a lot of this shit a lot of the times. Like, I haven't really bought too many figure arts lately, but like I said, it just doesn't look like they're hitting it out of the park anymore a lot of times, unless it's the Dragon Ball Z line, which I'm fucking passing on too a lot of the times, because it's fucking Daima. That's just ass. Omar about to get the Daima figure without telling us. Fuck no, dude. I saw what they posted up this week. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Like, what is this? Who is this chick? Who the fuck is this? Who is this? Who the fuck is that? Who is that? And what is that? It's like, what the fuck, dude? No. It's like, the fuck are you making this crap for, bro? It's like, nah, man. Well, like I said, you know, you got these other companies taking their time with it, giving us proper accessories with the stuff. Like, look at this. Turbo Granny articulated. That's what the fuck I'm talking about right there. I don't want no fucking little statue of this bitch laying down. I want some articulation on this shit. Like, as minimal as it is, it's better than a fucking statue piece. So, yeah, Bandai, get your shit together, you pieces of shit. It's like, fuck, your shit ain't that cheap. You know what I mean? Like, get your fucking shit together, man. And then just to close out, a beautiful dick. So we get a fucking Rebel Tech, Amazing Yamaguchi, Batman, Arkham Knight, Nightwing. Like I said, everyone loves a good dick, right? So probably seeing the solicitations going up for this soon. Like I said, this Okaroon just got shown off before the show, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna show off this Nightwing soon if they haven't already. But that's it, guys. That's all the action figure 20s I have for the evening, man. Sorry, I go on my fucking rants sometimes about shit. I've been going on a lot of rants about Daima lately, about stupid stuff, honestly. But man, I don't know. That's what I do on the show, guys. So thank you guys for joining me. I had a blast talking to you guys. Next week, big show. We're gonna have Wonder Festival to talk about. Probably more stuff getting teased out for New York Comic Con because that's around the corner as well. So yeah, guys, we'll be here to talk about it, man. I really appreciate you guys always kind of hanging out and stuff, kind of joining me when you can. You guys check the replay. I appreciate that as well all the time. So thank you guys, man. Thank you. I'm gonna continue to do this show all the time, and happy to you guys take the journey with me, man, along the way. So until then, guys, I do got to get out of here, so I can't stick around and chat too much, man. So thank you guys, man, and I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Episode 62. Keep buying dope stuff, keep collecting, and I'll see you guys, man. Peace out.